You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
He knows it now. And it's wire to wire for Wyndham.
Let's go, go!
And a second U.S. Open championship.
Ballagin, it's a step on Shirkani. Ballagin to the byline. Ballagin into the middle. Dead! It's the United States once again on the board early. Ricardo Pepi was in. Was it perhaps last off the defender? Who cares? It's 1-0 U.S.
He's gone, that's it. And the Sooners behind LaChance's 2 bombs move 1 win away from a championship. Another one driven to right. Thanks for playing. Oh, and Hall goes yard. It's 4-2 Carolina. The 3-2 to Nicholson is lifted to left, and it is deep. Did Cooper Nicholson go yard? Bang near the wall, and it goes over for a 2-run home run for Nicholson. Harris bounces one. This could be it. Gallagher steps forward, and he got him. And with that, North Carolina has forced a winner-take-all Game 3.
Oh, like, what are we doing?
I'm just trying to update the chat on what's going on.
Did you?
I told him the Shane's not here, so clearly everything's falling apart.
Well, the only person that's happy about this is Shane, because I'm chomping at the bit for him to get Wally pipped anyway.
There we go. We're back.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
We're back.
Hey, I meant to ask you something too.
What's that?
Do you want to know what? I'll tell you both my shower thoughts.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do I look blacker to you? I mean, I meant like more like dark. Do I look dark?
I don't know how to answer that.
No, I'm giving you permission to speak freely.
No, you don't look like your complexion does not look any darker than
I feel like I look blacker.
Did you spend a lot of time in the sun?
Yeah, but as you know, I'm not exposed.
I mean, your like face still gets, some sunlight on there.
I feel extra brown.
Do you?
Yeah, I think AJ's making a funny with the lights because he knows I hate them.
I'm very dark lately. I've been lying in the sun a lot.
No, I didn't recognize you at Battle of the Boneyard or
Really?
State 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Well, it took me forever to know that was you, but you were like holding up the fence. So I was like, that guy must be pretty important.
No,
You like had the leg crossed, the arm thing. I was like, was this guy a scout?
Well, I was just chilling for a little bit, Well, so I was trying to be respectful of the rules as I had a fountain drink.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it onto the field because, sometimes people are a little iffy about having, and I'm not an athlete, so I didn't feel like I had the.
Don't they know you play tennis?
Yeah, but it wasn't a tennis court; it was a football field.
You and Serena?
I'm excited about that.
That's exciting.
I'm excited.
I am glad that you. I was kind of joking with you, but I kind of was. I'm glad that you can cheer for a non-team oriented black athlete because I know you.
I like lots of black athletes,
but they typically play on teams. You threw out Tiger, but you have options. The whole Coblin Asian thing. I just like Serena outside of her husband is pretty black.
Her husband's pretty white.
Yeah. What do you think their bank account looks like?
It's a lot of zeros.
I mean,
just a lot of zeros.
Man.
I know he does pretty well, but I think it's mostly her.
Probably. He
does well.
Yeah,
I know he does well.
Yeah, they probably aren't balancing many checkbooks.
Nah, I think they've got a guy for that.
He said, nah. Yeah, so that was, and my other shower. What was my other shower? Oh, my other shower question. I don't think you can help me with.
Well, we'll try. What we got?
So, like, my phone turned over on its own. The SMS, the texting, the going to Google. Remember the whole switching over?
Oh, yeah.
There's names in my phone that I don't recognize. Like, my mom just used to be Mom. Now she's like Mama D. Somebody in the group chat the other day, Caleb said something about the dean's list, and Juju was on there. Juju. And I looked and I was like, oh, I think this is meant for me, but maybe somebody's in this chat that I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. But then there was this really nice response and I never responded.
Because you didn't know who was in the chat?
I didn't know it was.
Yeah, that's weird.
So yesterday, Caleb sent me a Happy Father's Day deal. And he said, even though you didn't respond to my last lights out message, I'm going to try again. And I was like, oh, I feel horrible. Because it was
so it was his name popped up as Juju?
Yeah, he apparently was Juju.
So I'm wondering if this is my working theory. Because
like if I dialed my number, it says Hubs. I'm not Hubs.
Not in your own phone, I wouldn't imagine.
I'm having a guess here that your phone somehow synced contacts with your wife.
Well, who's Juju?
I don't know. I can guess who Hubs is, though.
I see you haven't changed.
I just turned the audio on, all right? I'm just trying to figure it out here.
It's like there's all these weird people in here, and I'm like,
Headley says DB has been known to Juju on that beat.
I saw Juju this weekend at Battle of Boneyard. He's pretty good.
Caleb?
We might not get. I mean, I am happy to be back. Don't get me wrong. I'm extremely happy to get back. But I think the only thing that like genuinely makes me happy is being around players.
Yeah,
because I felt like I talked to you every day.
Well, I mean, you do.
So I didn't really get a chance to miss you.
Yeah, although I will say it was significantly less than like normal.
I saw him 3 days. I saw Austin 3 days in a row.
Well, yeah, he was out at preps every day.
I saw Numbnuts Rico on Saturday.
Numbnuts?
We can't hear you. That's probably a good thing. This little dude is like the Pied Piper. He just comes bebopping in the Battle of the Boneyard event.
Yeah.
And he like holds court. I'm like, this dude's kind of funny.
I have never seen you smile like that.
When?
At Battle of the Boneyard. When you said you've genuinely happy around players.
Yeah.
It's the biggest smile I've ever seen.
Yeah, like, so that's kind of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And did you see? So I don't know why, and I appreciate it. Like, I really, really do. But for some reason, Jacory has taken a liking to me.
Oh, okay.
So we're kind of standing, and he comes and he just puts his elbow on my shoulder. And we're just like talking. And I was like, oh, this is kind of how I am. I I usually do this to other people that I like, and it makes them uncomfortable. Now that it's done to me, I'm uncomfortable.
You're like, I don't like this.
You're like, I don't know about that.
Ja'Cory is bigger than I thought he was.
Hey, listen, so he looks good, but here's the thing. So, everybody's like complaining and the uniforms and the players are like they worry about all the wrong things, right? Do you know what he was saying to me? Because that was probably what, 7 o'clock?
Yeah,
because had the semi started. Oh yeah, Domo just got beat.
Domo just got beat. So that was quarters.
7:30. So it was like 7:30.
Domo on that beat.
And I was like, Ja'Cory, I said, what are you still doing here? And he's like, man, we got to do the uniform reveal. He said, I have a recruit, but they're over there eating at Capitol. I said, I saw you this morning during your workouts. It's like, man, I've been here all day. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
And I said, oh man, I get it. Like, it's a long day for some of you guys. And he's like, man, just hoping, man, it's like, just got to put in the time, man, if you want to reap the rewards. And I was like, I think everybody's starting to get it.
Yeah.
Right. Like right then and there, I felt like, really good player, could do lots of other things. Like, he's putting in his time because it's part of something that's bigger than him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, he went and he chopped it up with the recruits and the players. Like, those are long days because they're not missing. Saturdays are supposed to be relatively optional, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. You're either doing your rest or recovery or you're getting a workout in. They call it active rest, because Caleb had to move and he didn't leave the stadium until like 12:15.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I get it. Sometimes people think you don't know what's going on until you know what's going on. But this little dude comes bebopping in, telling jokes, still on his Knicks high, which, by the way, should be statute of limitations on that thing. Like, that was
absolutely not.
That was a long time ago.
So this is a good question, actually.
And he's like, I've been here since 3:30. I was like, 3:30?
I wasn't even there the longest. I think Brunts was there since the big man camp.
So,
like, Brunts was there all day.
But at least he went home. By the way, that big man camp was so you don't really know what you're getting. I'll peel this back.
Okay.
So anyway, he said 3:30. I was like, 3:30? I was like, these players were getting tours of the stadium at like 10:30. Like, I've been here all goddamn day. Like, 3:30 was when we took our first break.
Yeah.
I tried to get Knucklehead to eat, but he's like, nah, I'm good. Anyway, that big man camp, you never know what you're gonna get really, in terms of it's 28, it's 29s, it's 30s. Like, it's young guys.
Kids. Yeah.
There's like 7 or 8 Division I caliber guys there.
Really?
And I think they offered like 4 of them.
Really?
And all the old Corey Brown, like, those guys were just talking about how surprised they were with the level of talent, because you don't really know. Like, some of those guys, the first time going through a weekend like that with the big man camp and then Battle of the Ball, like, it's clearly another revenue stream.
Yeah.
It's very good promotion, but the coaches, and you're also on you're on an OV weekend.
Yeah.
So it has to be super well coordinated, right? It's more than just, oh, here we go, I hate these uniforms, they're dancing again. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, man, when you're trying to win games, what else are you doing to put yourself in a position to win? And I think when you pre-sale 8,000 tickets to that thing, that's a good place to start to put in the coffers. But I am 7 on 7 out.
I like it in small doses.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I told the funny joke. It wasn't even funny. Remember I was telling you and AJ about Millard West and Trae and Tay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea that would morph into Friday. And so then Friday happens, and it's all like, it's all over social media, web, whatever. And I park in a particular place in Lincoln, and I get out, and Coach Rhule's about to walk over to Firethorn because they have an event. They have the recruits.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in the little strip in between the Cook and the new facility. And he's like, Micah picking fights with Trae? I was like, that's not even how that happened, but whatever. God is my witness.
Yeah.
And I'm coming through the deal, and it's in between. So I'm going in the back doors of the player complex. So it's in between the Cook, the old practice, the indoor, and the new stadium. My man Trae Taylor comes out eating his food with a spoon, giving me one of these. And I was like, ooh, who's watching? Who's watching? Oh, shoot, glad Micah isn't here.
You're like, oh, my kid doesn't see me, does he?
So I gave him a hug. It's very awkward. But you know me, I rock with Trae. So
No, I like Trae. Yeah.
But how about that?
I mean,
like bang, bang, bang in succession. I was like, this is gonna be a long day. That's when I saw little dude. I was just chilling in the corner.
You were having the time of your life.
That spot down there in the that corner.
It's a nice corner.
And I typically don't have to say anything to anybody, but then all you guys migrated down. I did talk to Brunson BC.
Talking about migrate. We were there first.
He's Tim Johnson thing right now. He really is.
What are you talking about?
Then EJ had to come say hi to
Christofferson and Brunts were sitting down there the whole time.
That was their spot because
I had just been down there.
That's where the game was.
Yeah, I had just been down there, but I walked away. I saw you walking in the front door.
So you know who was there the longest? If not Brunts, it was Verghese.
Well, that makes sense.
Because we had some fantastic talks about, because now he's on everybody's show.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about like the differences and like kind of how he got started and what he thinks. Like he's exceptionally bright too. Like
Tim was explaining the teams and like all the players to me, and I just sat there and I'm listening to him. And I'm like, how do you remember all this? He goes, I don't know. He's like, it's just how my mind works.
It's funny too, especially how he got his start. He was originally going to be a photog for a team in Texas, and ended up being a van driver. Because the coaches got tired. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm not even supposed to be here. And then like the rest just took off. It was it's fast.
I talked to Tim for a long time on Thursday.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, at
the Preps 7-on-7. We talked for a long time.
Did you like it?
Yeah, so I've been there before.
Yeah.
I wasn't there last year. I think CWS was a conflict, but I was there 2 years ago when it was at Papio South. And no, I like it. I don't have to deal with it to the same degree you do. So like in the small doses, I enjoy it. And I do think you can learn stuff. I mean, there's a lot that goes on there that I think people kind of dismiss. But like if you are looking for specific things,
I have to embrace it. It's better. It's better than I give it credit for.
Yeah, I think and obviously there's limitations to it, right? Like there's no linemen, there's no real running game. Like obviously there's limitations to what you're watching, but if you're just talking about the certain skill sets you're looking for, or even like competitiveness or attitude, like I don't know, I've compared it to summer league basketball quite a bit. I felt like I could get a lot out of summer league basketball. Like I felt like I could learn a lot about guys there, and I feel the same way about 7-on-7. If you know what you're looking for or are looking for something specific, you can learn plenty there. It's just you can't be like, well, I mean, there's no lineman. What am I going to? Yeah, I get it, man. Everybody understands.
Yeah. So
you want to talk about competitiveness and attitude? There was sure a lot of attitude going on at the Boneyard.
Oh yeah, like so I ranked it. I still think it's in order. I need somebody else that is involved in all of them. So this may be hard to find that person. I would still go softball, AAU basketball.
Oh, in terms of crazy parents?
But it may be 1A to 7-on-7.
Where do baseball parents fall in there? Because baseball parents are nuts.
So baseball is only from about 10U to 14.
Once you get into high school,
then it kind of settles down. Now it is awful.
Yes, in that range, it's
terrible. It is awful.
Yes,
no question.
Usually by 14, it's pretty clear, like, oh, your kid's not good. Like, this isn't happening.
Yeah. And I think officials would tell you the same thing, but it is.
I'll buy that.
Rico, were those parents losing their mind at Battle of the Boneyard?
It was kind of stupid. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it was kind of dumb. There was one dad. I don't know if you saw it.
Was it the brother with the purple t-shirt?
No, it wasn't him.
Okay.
No. Was he a dad or was he a coach?
He was your brother?
Shut up, AJ.
Because that man was
he was the light skinned. Well, that's everybody. He was the receiver that had the brilliant catch in the corner. That
was his dad.
Overturned. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was recording everything. No, man. There was one dad who, I don't know what team he was, but when one of the dudes was cramping up and it was like behind the end zone and was trying to go, the dad like walks up and he goes, "What are we doing?" He's like, "I'm cramping." He goes, "Oh, you're cramping?" He's like, "You didn't break your foot because you're walking around like you broke something. Get out of the way."
He was that. And I'm like, that was the guy that got hurt against Dumbo.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?" And the kid's like, "Dude, get out of my face." And he's like, "Well, get up. We can't play the game till you move."
It was out there.
And I'm looking at him and I go, "You're not a coach. You're not an official.
Yeah,
you don't work for Nebraska."
He's just railing on his kid. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say I get it, Kobe. I'm gonna get this out of the way early, and I'm gonna be done with it. Because Kobe said, "How does it feel about your kid just talking trash when Trae was just trying to dap him up?" That's not what happened. That is absolutely.
The clip of the video that's out there does not show a full picture of the situation.
No, and listen,
it's very short. Like, it's a very short. Yeah,
I'm the last person that's going to defend my kid. So, and I'm not even going to do it now because he needs.
I mean, he made choices in that situation.
He needs to chill.
Yeah, he made some choices.
Like, he needs to chill out a little bit. But that thing had been a long time coming.
Yeah, that brewed a little.
That started when they came to Millard West. Because even Millard West coaches were like,
for passing league.
Yeah. And Tay was like, "DB, you better tell Coach Mack." And I was like, "Tell him what? Like,
you guys aren't supposed to.
You guys aren't supposed to be here. This is him. This is their team. Like, I can't." And I heard him. He was like, "Well, I'm just talking to West Side's coaches." And Millard West was like, "Well, then go on West Side's side." And I was like,
he doesn't play for us.
Coach, my son, the verge losing his mind. So, the players were kind of mad. And then after the first collision, there was a pass broken up early, and it was contact, and it was Micah, and Trae told him, he's like, "Look, man, you're not your brother." That jumped the whole thing off.
Yeah,
and I'm not condoning that because still people are going to say a lot of weird things to you, but
probably worse than that.
But even the officials that sent me the text message. When he was like, "Hey, I heard him go back to the huddle and say they're in," and I think Bobby wrote that on 3. He's like, he's like, "Yeah, Trae going back to the huddle." He said he's in Micah's head because he had just seen him 2 weeks previous at Nebraska's camp too, and they talked in the end zone. But it was kind of more like boys. So like that thing had been brewing for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Trae's lucky he didn't get Victor Wembanyama. I'm in his head, and then
and the funny thing about Trae is he's really good natured.
Yeah.
Like he's not. He's pretty chill. I like him a ton. Like he's pretty chill.
I think there's and
even Ravi, because what'd you say? I was driving, so I didn't get a chance to choke you. He goes, "Oh yeah, I don't mind it. I just wish it was anybody but Trae." I was like, wait a minute.
I was going Trae. Like that wouldn't.
That's supposed to be your road dog.
Yeah, wait a second. Is Ravi defending a Millard South quarterback?
I'm defending a Nebraska commit. Let's be clear here.
What school is he currently at?
Oh shoot!
I think he's still at Carmel.
You guys are funny.
No, I think there's and I feel comfortable saying this because I think I was very much like Micah for a lot of my life. There's a lot of things, like characteristics that are similar, but like there is at some point he's going to have to put a regulator on that thing to figure it out a little bit because there's
I've said that from the jump,
and I get it, right? Like there's certain personality to this day still, but I'm at least aware of it. To this day, there's certain personality types of people where they're not doing anything wrong and I'm like, I kind of hate you. And it's a me problem, but I'm aware that it's a me problem now. When I was a kid, I used to think it was a them problem, right? I'm like, oh, they're full of bleep or whatever. And it's like, no, this is a me problem. I need to just internalize and own that, as opposed to be. And I don't know the situation. Like you said, Trae seems pretty good natured most of the time. Like, kid rides for Nebraska. Like, I'm cool with it. And so I'm probably going to default to, maybe this is just a personality type clash here more than anything. But at some point, you kind of have to realize, like, hey, there's certain types of personalities that I'm just not going to jive with, and that's not their fault. It's just how I'm wired, right? Yeah. And that seems a lot like what's happening between Trae and Micah from the outside.
Yeah, and it's whatever. And Cap, it looked like it's the first time. Like, he can be so stupid sometimes, but
the video that's going around doesn't do justice.
Like his 6th for the weekend for that deal.
I was gonna say he had like 3 on Thursday when I was there.
Even Dvorak was like, "Oh God, he's made himself a lot of money this weekend," and I was like, we'll see. But anyway, it's a them thing. It's a him not.
Yeah,
it's a him not being able to just stay in the moment kind of thing, which at some point he's just gonna have to work through.
Yeah, he's gonna have to learn. Like, I mean,
he just is gonna have to. The jokes that I tell about him all the time aren't made up. Like,
no, I mean that's how he is.
He's just unusually obsessed, and he can be
and petty. He's petty.
He can be being spirited. Yeah. So it's like
that's why
we're just trying to channel it. It takes a village, man. It takes a village.
I joke a little bit, but like I do see a lot of my personality in Micah. Like, I get that. Obviously, he's a way better athlete than I ever was. So
no, you don't, Cap. We're done. We're done.
So it manifests itself differently, but it's there's just I understand when I watch him and like I see him interact with people. Like, I understand exactly what's going through his mind.
I've said this a ton. Like, we need I need a lot of different perspectives and a lot of personalities to help us corral it, right? I make light of it because I see it every day, and I kind of know exactly what I'm doing. Like, I used to I mean, I was unfortunately a lot the same, right? So like, it's just like as much as I don't have to. I told you, Callahan and Sip were like, "Oh, let's go watch him with Yoke," and I was like, "Nah, right, come on, man, let's go." And I was like, "Nah," you know what I mean? Like, I try to. It's very hard for me personally, to navigate.
Sure, yeah.
Like, it's not cool, but it's like,
well, and there's a certain part of you, I'm sure, that realizes, since like you said, there's we always joke like, "Oh, he's the Kenny of your personality," like, I'm sure there's a part of you that realizes, hey, when I was that age, if somebody had just told me this, I'm not listening. Like,
but it's so the downside of that is like you need every bit of that personality against like Midtown Boom or Miami Raw, like, because
that's the thing is I like the chip on the shoulder. It's just like you have to be able to compartmentalize almost.
Yeah. And a lot of those guys, did you like how sweet was Abrams?
He had the like red helmet on, right?
He was their quarterback. That wore the sunglasses.
Abrams for Boom.
That's going. Yeah, that's going.
He has a rocket for.
Hey, that was like his. Listen, that was like his 5th wardrobe change.
Oh yeah, he was changed. He was wearing shades the whole time. It was not bright in there. He did not need them.
Right.
He was wearing like joggers that were cut at the right below the knees. Like, man's was.
Micah was wearing.
That's a thing now.
Yeah, I was like.
Yeah, but like Micah was wearing like pants like actual pants. Like, it was fine. But this dude had like, okay, they weren't but they were like super loose sweatpants, but they were like right above his knees.
That's exactly what he was wearing on Thursday.
Right below his knees.
On Thursday, that's exactly what Mike was. They're wearing like the 2006 Rafa Nadal pants, basically.
Yeah, and he had like the towel in his tucked in his back, and I'm like, you're not getting touched. I don't know why you have that. Like,
dude
was chilling, but he was like, I mean, it's 7-on-7. You have all the time in the world, but dude was accurate and just dotting people up. Like, it was fantastic.
I was pleasantly surprised. There was elite level talent. Elite. And you kind of knew, like, Jalen Hill. He's pretty thin, isn't he? He is.
Jalen Hill. He was locking people up, but he is as thin as the pole holding these lights up.
So I think he measured in with a 73-inch reach.
Oh, geez.
I think it's like 73 inches. That's a smidge under 6'3".
Yeah.
Just long arms, long. Juju was pretty good. There's a linebacker. He wasn't busy, but Eli Harris was on campus, and I watched him and Dvorak. Like, Eli Harris was funny. I won't even tell the stories, but you can just tell guys that understand the environment that they're in, but then really just want to play football. Like, they're still, don't lose hope on guys actually making it about playing ball.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of those guys. I think they use that environment for like a necessary evil.
Yeah. No, I mean,
there's still a lot of guys that are like, man, when it comes time to pads, we're ready to roll.
I think there's a lot of people that like, and you talked about this with the uniforms or the dancing or whatever. It's like, just because they don't go about things the way you went about them doesn't mean they're not about ball.
And the funny thing is those guys are on like their however many hours that was, for certainly 12. Like, because they had worked out that morning.
Yeah.
Like a legit workout of OTAs.
Yeah. It's not like they're doing this stuff instead of the work.
Right. It's in addition to.
Yeah. So like I have a real hard time, whether it's, like old heads or just old souls or whoever.
And even me, like I roll.
Yeah, I know.
But
It's
I
not
don't
your
care about
favorite
uniform.
thing.
But I don't care. Like,
yeah,
I don't care enough to have an opinion. The only thing there's a couple things I care about.
Yeah.
Number one, anytime you get a chance to create a revenue stream,
win.
It's a win.
Yeah.
When you can, I mean, they had 8,000 tickets pre-sold. They're like, so there's an OV weekend. There's the Battle of the Boneyard. There's the event. And the OV weekend is already kind of scheduled in. It's a lot of moving pieces. You're here, you're there, you get this demo, you have the display out at Firethorn, like you have your dinner time, your lunch. And in the meantime, they're coordinating with the setup on whether they're going to be able to have it in the stadium or have to move it indoors. And then what are you going to do with 8,500 people or whatever?
Yeah, if you have to move it indoors.
The logistics to kind of pull what they pulled off. That's like, I'm behind the scenes. I'm like, that's a headache.
Yeah.
So appreciative isn't the word, because it's not really me.
Yeah.
But I do admire the ability to work under duress without bitching.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Because there were lots of places it could have fallen apart between just getting teams in with the travel schedule.
Well, yeah.
And negotiating the matchups. Like, that's pretty fluid.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, those teams are pretty fluid up until you take the field, right?
Hey, I know Miami Raw, they're as good as it gets. It's like they had travel.
Trae played for last year.
They had travel issues because they couldn't get out because of the weather.
Yeah.
So then their schedule gets backed up. A couple of teams had guys that couldn't get there, and you don't want to scrap the game. So you're getting guys to like fill in on the fly. I was pleasantly surprised by the Kansas City, the Nebraska guys really like holding their own
against the national guys.
Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah.
There was
good.
There was one guy on one of the teams that it was during the break, right before they started like the quarters. I was listening to the coaches talk, and one of the assistant coaches walks in for I don't remember which team it was, but he goes, "Hey, so-and-so has a visit to Texas Tech. He's got to leave right now."
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, all right, see you later.
Yeah. I mean, like,
and the coach is like, all right.
You looked at Cotton from like Southeast, like he's way good. Bolin, like those guys, Tay looked like everybody else out there. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm optimistic because you said you saw it and Austin said he saw it like Thursday, Friday out at BWS. There's a lot of high-end guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you brought up Southeast. Like, I was sort of watching them in between because they're playing the same time you guys were on Thursday.
Yeah.
And so I'm like watching you guys. I'm watching them like going back and forth between plays. And I had to go and
they're better. They're better. They had to play us twice. They're better than we made them look.
So when they were playing somebody else, like maybe Central, I think they were playing a couple of, and maybe
how young are they?
Yeah. I think they were playing like Central and Trainer. And I'm sitting there and I don't know, like
Canberry's legit, isn't he?
Yeah. So I'm not seeing these. I don't know the faces yet of some of these other guys.
These Central he played with.
Yeah, no, I know Cam now because I talked to Tim about him. But like I'm looking at Southeast and I'm like, oh, they've got some guys.
Yeah.
Like they've got some dudes that are quality. And I know like Bolin just got like a Wisconsin offer. I think it was Wisconsin.
He says about 2-3 words. Wisconsin's going to be.
And then
I don't know what they're going to do with that staff this year if they win, but
it Jarvis?
Yeah, they need to get out of the area.
Yeah, you guys can move right on.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
like go on.
Just keep on pushing.
Go on.
Keep on pushing.
Man, that's why I'm like, come on, Nebraska, win. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well, that's people are like, oh God, it's 2020. No, man, 2026.
Yeah.
2026, and they know too.
Oh yeah,
like that's their. Even Arch, he was just like, he's trying to get back to his office. I was like, we're good.
Yeah,
we're good. You just feel like it's they know that it is like right now.
Time to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating.
Time to go.
It's just there's gonna be some guys. Because who do we have today? We got Sam.
We just have Sam, and then we've got D1 baseball Joe Healy.
All right, so we got Healy, and then tomorrow we're gonna grab. And we should probably get.
I think we've got Tim tomorrow because we moved him up since we're not on Friday.
Yeah.
And then I think we're gonna talk to Abe as well after
and he's fascinating.
Yeah.
They will be the guys. They work so hard. Like I'm watching BC and Brunts real time, laptops out, like walking, editing, talking. Hey, just got an offer. Let's get this. Like I mean, you talk about fluid.
Yeah,
those guys, they were working their ass off. Yeah. And I just was like, that's a little more stressful than I thought because you see them and it's like. They're getting photos and they're all, it seems like the whole duck on the water.
Oh,
thing.
Yeah, they're paddling.
But stuff was happening so fast and it's like they were just on top of it. And they're going back and forth. It was just cool to watch the yin and the yang.
I always feel bad when I'm at events like that, whether it's, obviously I wasn't at Battle of the Boneyard, but whether it's like the 7-on-7 or whatever else, because it's like I'm just there to learn. Like I don't have to do anything.
You know what I like that those guys do?
Yeah.
When there's actual boots on the ground, they get everybody that pops. Right. So they're clearly not just. Sometimes I think when we label all recruiting guys as like a certain way, there are some guys that actually like pay attention to other than just what you read about.
Yeah, like, oh, hey, these are 3 guys I need to look at,
right,
and then whatever. Like, if you watch the guys, and I think a lot of the people in our market are really good at this, whether it's Tim or BC or Bruns or whoever else, is they're really good at being like, oh, that guy looks good, I should go talk to him. Or like, even if they don't know who he is or what his situation is, like,
and Bruns doesn't come off like a football head, but he's pretty good.
Yeah,
he like. We kind of defer to him for baseball. He knows what he's watching.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He absolutely knows what he's watching.
He's been doing this a long time.
Like, for sure.
Yeah.
But in an environment like that, and he's been to a ton of big events, but in an environment like that with rosters that are so fluid, like their ability to go get and collect information is fascinating.
No, they do it. They do a really good job. And it's fascinating to watch them work, especially when I'm just observing, right? Like I'm just wanting to learn about people. So like I don't have any responsibilities. I'm just like there for my own education.
And it's not like they're printing out and handing you rosters.
No, you're like, who's that? Like you're like going around everybody.
You have what you think is coming and then what actually shows up.
Like you're going around everybody. You're like, do you know who that is? Well, I think it's him and whatever. And it's kind of a real fluid situation when you're trying to figure things out. And you're probably going to embarrass yourself more than a couple times going up to a kid thinking he's somebody that he's not. But what are you going to do?
Wait, what did Lee say?
You
got to bold that for me.
He says, do you think the sibling rivalry part pissed Mike off the most, or just someone talking to him at all?
No, that's exactly what it is.
It's the brother thing.
There's no question.
Yeah.
I mean, you could talk about his mom and he wouldn't be near as mad. Or me, or whom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This doesn't. And I mean, truth be told, Trae knows that because we talked about it at camp off to the side.
Yeah.
So I had to admit to Mike, I was like, he probably has low insight there.
Either that or, there's a decent chance someone in his camp listens to the show.
Trae and I were just talking about that when we were watching Mike at camp.
Yeah.
Because Trae had a couple of his other guys in from Chicago that he wanted to see Micah go against. So, it goes back to just the clip.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like,
at some point, he's going to have to learn how to deal with that.
Yeah.
One way or another.
He's funny. He told on himself right away, though. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So it's like, I know, man. It's like, all right.
Got to get this thing figured out, bud.
Just feeling free to cuss, though, that's not going to fly around. Hey, man, it's still me. Like,
I'm still your dad.
Yeah.
You need to chill.
Relax, bro. I'm fat. I almost can. I know we got to take a break.
No, you're okay.
AJ gets pissed, but I didn't have the stones to
I'm real pissed.
I see that look.
Preston.
I know Rico ain't gonna be mad. This dude, I watched him in all his glory this weekend, bro. I tell you.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I didn't know whether to clap or throw up, but this dude is like the court jester.
What are you talking about?
Everybody loves Rico. It's like this little dude.
You talk about me and my new best friends, Jordan Westerkamp and Emma Johnson.
My buddy.
Those are my boys.
I didn't have the stones to wear my Carolina gear before today.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I got ready to pull in. And I was like, fudge, man, if I wear it tomorrow, people are just going to be like, I should have worn it today, even though they had the chance to lose. I didn't wear it. I tapped out.
That's all right. You get if they pull it off today, you got to wear it tomorrow.
Oh, they'll be winning.
Got to wear it tomorrow.
At least Oklahoma showed that they are part normal.
What do you mean,
dude? This month and a half heater they're on is ridiculous.
Yeah,
they looked unbeatable.
Yeah, they did. It was especially
even after 6 strikeouts after 2. I was like, I'm out on the deck ready to. I don't know,
dude. After what was it? So after Saturday and then the first couple innings yesterday, I'm just like, oh, so it's just gonna be like that, huh?
Yeah, just roll out your freshman trio and mow guys down,
which is so wild. Like with the season they had versus the postseason they're having, and I get growing pains, taking your lumps as freshmen, stuff like that. But it's wild, just like
and Skip is clearly one of the best pitching coaches in the country.
Yes, but just the timing of having them ready to go at the right time is wild. Like just having them have it just work out perfectly where they yep, now we're good.
I was talking to Kugler yesterday morning, but before church, we were just talking about Father's Day and stuff. And I was like, damn it. It's like, I'm about to be done in again by another Canadian. But then LaChance actually showed he was okay.
My bad.
Okay.
That was pretty funny.
Just chill. LaChance.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm good.
Foreman too, by the way, Rico.
I almost got stuck in an elevator with
What'd Foreman do?
His first.
Yeah.
North of Bort, yeah.
Yeah, he tells that story all the time.
Dang.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
He's funny.
I think he said, this is dangerous territory. I think he said this story on air. I might not say it. I'll wait in the break.
You bailed out of that in a hurry.
Oh, better take a break then.
I think I'll say it. No, I'll tell him to the break.
Yeah, so I was like, at least he showed he was normal too behind the dish.
Yeah, I almost got stuck in an elevator with Foreman at the CWS. We were at the hotel across the street, because we had parked over there and just happened to be in the elevator at the same time. and that thing was moving slow. We both just kind of looked at each other like, this is about to get real weird. Nah. And then it finally moved.
Ooh, wee.
And I was like, all right, Jake, we'll see you later.
Wow. I guess I'm back.
Let's take a quick break here. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. Apparently, Rico's going to tell us a story in the break. Can't wait to hear it. And then I will decide whether or not it goes on the air or not.
Hey, Scott, and he's been there. Like, he's practically had to live down at the CWS.
Oh,
Their fans are
Oklahoma?
That's a confident bunch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Like, they got to run it.
All right, let's take a quick break. We will be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
It's time to slide into savings at Edwards Chevrolet. Lease the 2026 Chevy Trax LT for just $349 a month, $0 down with your first payment due at signing. 2 great Chevys, 1 big June event. Slide into a 2026 Chevy Equinox LT for just $399 a month, $0 down with your first payment due at signing. Get to Edwards Chevrolet today. Together, let's drive.
How strong he is mentally. You know, it'd be real easy to give up right there and you know, let it really get away from us. But, you know, he just fought through it. It was just it's one of those days where, you know, a pitcher just grinds. And, you know, they say most pitchers don't have their A stuff every game. So he didn't have his A stuff, but he was able to get him 5, and super proud of him.
Now there's going to be another freshman on the mound today getting the ball. What's it been like for you guys as freshman parents handling all this?
It's great. You know, it's exciting because, you know, we didn't expect any of it. And so, you know, with Weslowski and with Mercurius, man, we're as excited for them as we are for our own son.
Slide into savings at Edwards Hyundai. Finance the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe at 0% for 72 months. This June, the savings are as big as the season. We've also got the 2026 Hyundai Kona SE all-wheel drive. Sign and drive starting at $287 a month with 0 down. Don't miss this pitch. Slide into savings at Edwards Hyundai.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live.
Is that how that's supposed to work?
I don't know. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are, just hanging out here on a Monday.
Just hanging out.
Can't even see this. There's too much glare on this, Rico.
And the Rockets.
Oh, red glare.
Red glare.
Uh-oh.
That's actually how my voice is. So it's kind of, wait, what?
Why are you moving it?
Why are you raining on his parade?
He already had his
Let
parade.
let him have his moment.
All right. Nobody can see what this is anyway, but it's fine.
It's Madison Square Garden. It says New York or nowhere.
Oh, good. Hey, did you guys finish burning down your city? Nice work, Nick.
Yes, it's done.
I thought the whole riots in New York thing was a little overblown because I don't know. Have you seen any SEC town on a random Saturday in October?
Yeah, and who was it?
What are we doing here? Auburn's out here flipping cars because they beat Mississippi State. Who gives a shit what's going on in New York? What are we doing? You know what I mean? Hey, it's a random Thursday night game.
It wasn't even that bad.
In late September, and the college students are burning a town to the ground, but they're like, oh my God, New York, they're so crazy.
Burn it down.
And it's you won a conference game against the team that's 3-4.
Kansas City was pretty chill after the Super Bowl. Is it because they were just used to doing it, or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you give somebody 53 years. I can't imagine what Boston was like in 04. I can't imagine that was like that.
What do you think they would do in Dallas if they won a Super Bowl? I mean, the traffic is already, not that New York is any better, but what would they do in Dallas?
What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about, Rico?
Not that I just had a very bad thought.
Just say it.
No.
Say it out loud.
No.
Say it.
Because it doesn't make any sense. It just popped in my head. I'm not going to.
That's the best. Zoe goes, is this hair always like that? Yes, Zoe, it is. Rico's crazy.
Somebody called me out on the video. They're like, Rico, what the hell's wrong with your hair? I'm like, I couldn't cut it during the Knicks playoff run. I haven't scheduled a damn haircut. I'm sorry.
And Zoe's tough. I told Ravi getting out of the car, I'm so over her. I needed a break. I couldn't wait to get back here. Last night when she went to bed, she said, see you in the morning. I was like, no, you won't.
You're like, nah, I'm going back to work.
I watched her weigh some mashed potatoes on her plate too.
Yeah.
Last night. And she was like, why are you looking at me? I said, why are you acting like you're Picasso? Stop painting with those and eat. And I didn't make enough. So I knew Breeze wanted to take him with him today.
Yeah.
I was just giving her the death look. And she goes, God, you have a face like a porcupine. Just eat. I was like, I have zero control in my house. I remember I used to be good at this. She just makes up stuff. It's totally.
I don't even know what that means, but it does sound insulting.
So, see, she came in. She was in her room, and Micah was asleep. So I was like, ooh, this is like romper room. So I had the TVs on outside because I was spending most of my time out there. But occasionally I come back in and check on Biggie because he's still wearing the cone, and sometimes I take the cone off. Did you like his face?
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
Was that pretty good? Did you show the guys the pictures?
I don't know if I. Oh no, you sent it to the whole group.
You sent it to all of us.
Oh yeah, you should. Hey, you should show the stream those pictures, Austin. But I don't think he can. There's no way he can do all of this at once. If it was Shane, he'd be like, "I gotta do too much."
Yeah, that's all right. You guys just keep talking to Rico.
Yeah,
I'll produce the show.
So, wow. What a dick. God.
The Knicks are so great. That championship was a week ago, brother.
So I come in.
Why are you so mad?
And I had left the TV on in the living room, and it had soccer on, and she comes bebopping out because I had to give Biggie his next round of medication. And she goes, "You have football on? I never see you watch football." I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, I'm getting ready to try to explain to her. And I was like, does this little girl know that that's really what
they call it over there?
90% of the people that aren't Americans call that sport? But I didn't give in to her. I just kept it pushing. So I was like, here I am arguing with an 8-year-old in the living
getting into
room.
this today.
Yeah, but I was very interested in Egypt.
Yeah, they slow start. They got after it last night, though.
So when did I miss the whole extra knockout round? But like the 32, because so
they expanded the tournament this year.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
And just like I don't like, and I should have got over this like after day 2. Do you know what else is really bugging me? I thought I would
breaks.
How'd you know I was going to say that? Because you know how, like,
I find them annoying. Also, I'm just like, meh.
I don't want you to be able to like be on your iPad.
Yeah,
that's not how soccer's supposed to be.
I also am just kind of like so this makes me mad about lots of sports, right?
You know I like soccer, right?
I do. So do I. Like
I was gonna like that, but it bugs me.
No, I'm this is not a anti-soccer thing. This is an anti giving people an opportunity to not perform at the highest level in order, like,
why, if I'm in a climate controlled building, do I need hydration breaks?
Well, not just even that, but like it's the endurance is part of it.
It is part of it.
It's the thing that makes me mad about Sinner all the time. Whenever he gets these like bailouts, like the roof closes or whatever, like it's part of it. Mm-hmm. Like if you can't, like,
why you don't have to delay the Australian Open? Who cares? It's only 118 out there.
I'm just saying everybody else is playing.
I mean, 115 is pretty extreme.
It is, but everybody else was playing.
All right.
Like that's the problem. Like it's not like the endurance is part of it. Like being able to endure for the entirety of the contest is part of it. So it's most of those places, I understand, like once you get to a certain temperature threshold, right? Like that was the deal at the Australian Open. They had a formula. They reached the threshold. They closed the roof. I get it. I'm annoyed by it, but I get it. The hydration breaks are like everywhere. They're doing these things in like Seattle. It's like, I don't know. It's like 70 degrees up there. Maybe we chill.
What's wrong with the weather across the country?
Yeah.
Some places are like super cold. We're getting hurricanes and tornadoes down here. It was in the 100s in Arizona. I thought I saw, and I was like
Arizona,
but it was like 66 in San Francisco.
So in different parts of the world, Damon.
I'm taking it out on you.
What did I do?
The extremes is what I was getting at, numbnuts, before you get on your.
We're in El Nino right now. So
El Nino, these things in your mouth.
So Chuck,
good God. Freaking El Nino.
Chuck brings up a good point.
I got those pictures of your dog if you want them, by the way.
Yeah, post those, man. He's feeling better.
Yeah.
This is what I'm about to look like after Damon gets hold of me.
Isn't that tough?
For what that looked like to what he looks like now, I was like, the vet did a good job.
Yeah.
The vet did
that thing is torn and hanging off. Would you have
the vet did he looks really good now for what that looked like.
Yeah. Would you have called the Humane Society?
Man, it's tough. Like I know
would you have reported that, Rico?
Yes.
Would you, AJ?
It depends on my relationship with the dog.
Well, I hate the dog, but I like the neighbors. What do you mean it depends on my relationship with the dog?
Because
I've never liked that dog.
I've told Ravi this before. I've been bitten by like my friends' dogs and stuff before, and they've been rescue dogs and stuff. So there are some dogs that I look like, or I have similarities or do something similar to their past owners that have given them grief.
What do you like? You guys like slap and tickle? You wrestle in the living room? Like
so
what?
One of them, like I have a scar on my arm from a Great Dane that like bit down on me because
Great Danes are crazy.
I put my hands around the top of his head and I pet him with both hands, and that's just a trigger for him. So he just like latched onto my arm to protect himself. So I don't blame the dog for their response if they've been like traumatized before. That's what I'm saying.
I did not call the Humane Society.
It's tough, man. Like we've talked about this a
believe
lot.
me,
Like
it's a problem in our household that I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I get it. Like I said, I don't think there's a wrong answer there. I do think it matters that.
Not yet, Kobe. We're working on it. I want to know if that matters.
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, I think it does.
So he did because he broke through a part that we told them to fix. Like go.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Put the makeshift thing in, which aesthetically it's driving me crazy. But for now,
It's temporary.
I'm like, I still got to mow my grass. But I did screenshot the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like, hey, can you just give me grace? And I was like, I thought about it until the basement flooded yesterday, but I was like, hey, can I get that money? But anyway, I didn't call.
Yeah.
I was torn. I asked you yesterday. I was like, would you have?
I honestly, like, I really don't know.
Even the vet. So the emergency docs and the vets left it open-ended. They must get these cases a lot.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, there's pros and like, I get it either way.
I mean, it was the first time there'd been like an actual incident. I know you haven't liked the dog for a while, but the first time there's been like an actual incident. The situation's temporary because, you know, the dog's moving out soon. Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of factors here that like, and again, if it happens to my dog, maybe I feel differently and I'm having a different conversation, but
I'm with you, Cobes.
That's the other part is like, I
just don't think they have it.
That's the hard part too. Like,
I just don't.
If they're helping out financially, that would probably change how I feel about it. You know,
did you guys know like they're not doing anything until that money's paid?
Yeah. Yeah. Vets are, I mean, that's tough. It's tough.
Do you know this? I was like, wait, what? How much?
You know what's also tough is
Sam.
We need to take a break real quick. Otherwise, these guys are going to kill us. So Sam is joining us here in just a second. We'll take a quick break. That's DB.
He said, not my problem.
I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be right back. Hurrdat Sports Live.
The Kia Summer Sticker Sales event is on at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid S all-wheel drive starting at $299 a month. Edwards Kia is on a winning streak. This June, the savings are as big as the season. We've also got the 2027 Kia Telluride S all-wheel drive starting at $469 a month. Don't wait. Slide into savings with the Edwards Kia Summer Sticker Sales event.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty numb when I'm playing in the moment. After the game broke down a little bit, the emotions kind of came flooding out. seeing my grandma in the stands and my mom and my siblings. But I just think our coaching staff does a great job of just loving us, each one of us individually, and I think that's what I lean back on days like today.
Yeah, you told me that you'd be talking to your father under your breath. Did you have any of those moments before any of your at-bats?
Well, I was telling him to make the left fielder drop the ball, and that happened. But no, I just think about all the memories that we have together in the field, and some of the lessons that he's taught me, baseball-wise, just flushing the last play and moving forward. So just thinking about those things during the game.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Sam McKewon from the Omaha World Herald. Sam, how are you doing this morning?
I am great. How are you guys?
Good. Oh, you sound so crisp. Green eggs.
Yeah.
Are you stationary?
Yeah, I am. Look at that.
Okay. All right. Must have caught you on a good day.
Yeah.
You recovered from that circus known as This Weekend. Isn't that stuff wild how they pull that off?
Oh, I like it. Yeah, you're talking about the 7-on-7, the battle at the Boneyard. Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, I love the energy that's at those events, and I'm sure it's similar to AAU, which I actually haven't experienced a lot of AAU, but I'm more of a football guy than a basketball guy. So yeah, I think it's great. And I thought Nebraska shifting on the fly with a giant rainstorm actually did a pretty good job of trying to adjust that. Yeah, they did good work.
So you and I, that was so fast, and Sam totally cut me off. He's like, okay, I got to go back to work. I told Ravi this morning, how did I say it? I didn't know if appreciate was too strong of a word, but I definitely admired how they pulled that off, because I was there early in the morning, and so I knew what they were facing, and the real-time back and forth on the walkie-talkies and with Dr. Els, it was pretty stressful, because they knew that they had to move all the equipment and the video shoots inside too.
Yeah, they did. And again, they did a pretty good job of getting that stage in there. And Rhule's busy recruiting. I mean, he's not able to stage manage all that, and so he's doing the recruiting job. And so Nebraska's support staff did really good work, and there were a lot of good players there. Some of whom are not coming to Nebraska. They're already committed to other teams, and they're not coming here. But there were some really good players who are not committed to Nebraska or not committed anywhere, who I'm sure Nebraska is going to be all over for the next, 18 months, because some of the kids are 28 kids, some of the kids are 29. There was maybe a 27 or two. So it's a lot of fun, and they need to keep doing it, because the level of talent that's rolling through there is pretty high.
So let's stay right there first. Okay, so because I want to get to the big man camp too, because that's a little bit of a crapshoot, and they ended up having a lot of high-end guys there too.
Right.
So when you're looking at, because sometimes you'll hear, or even probably current, right? Because you wrote about a couple of them, whether you're talking uniforms or the event itself, people, the cynics will just eye roll, right? Oh, focused on winning per usual. And, you get the snide comments, but I'm thinking you pre-sold 8,000 tickets. You've opened up new revenue streams. You've basically made your place an attraction. I always give coaches a hard time about complaining while they're not winning, that they're standing still, right? I always say, well, what are you doing while you're waiting to get great players? This is part of it, right? Even if I'm as objective as I can be, a new revenue stream, you're raising money, it's promotional. There's no real downside to this.
No, there isn't.
It's not like the guys didn't get their workout in that Saturday morning because they did.
Right. So so long as you're continuing to recruit off the event, and I think they are. Yeah, there's no downside to anything they're doing. I don't. Yeah, I have covered Nebraska staffs where I wondered exactly what was going on. Certainly, that has never been this staff ever. And I'll give you an example. Under Mike Riley, it wasn't that I wondered if Mike Riley had the vision. It's like, are they all doing, does he know what they're doing all the time? And under Scott, I think it was more of does Scott know what he wants to do? And does he want to go in this direction or does he want to go in this direction? I think sometimes Frost was already thinking about the end before he went through the process. And, he was already dreading the end result. I think with Rhule, there's a lot of focus on process, and they have a big staff. So they don't have a small staff. They're able to execute a lot of the visions that they have. I think it then just becomes, if we're talking about the football specific stuff, and I sat down with Rhule last week, I think it really does come down to how well they do in terms of taking the players they have in the system and how well they've already developed them, how well they can develop them over the next 18 to 24 months, and how well they can retain those players, financially retain them. So I think they would tell you that the most important thing that they want to do isn't just hey, we want to go out and get a transfer for $2.5 million.
Yep.
They want to retain the players that they developed. And I think they would say, Keanu Davis, they didn't retain him. And he signed $1.4 million deal at Miami. I don't know. It's 7 figures. And Nebraska didn't have the money. Principal Yellen, similar situation. I don't know that Yellen was exactly jibing with the coaching staff in the same way that Keanu Davis was. But Nebraska developed him for 2 years. He goes to Ole Miss and he has 11 sacks. You have to retain the players that you develop. And so I think what they would say is, so long as we are getting the players here, we're evaluating well, we are developing them, and we are retaining them, that's the formula. I think you're going to see, for example, E.J. Barthel evaluates the running backs on this end in a way that they're getting guys that are initially low 3 stars, they become 4 stars. Then when they get here, they get coached hard. The key now is going to be retention. Now, they didn't retain Dante Dowdell. Now, people can say that Dante Dowdell was a one-trick pony, and he kind of was. However, 4th and 1 against Michigan, 4th and 1 against Penn State. Do they get those 4th downs if Dante Dowdell's on the team? They probably do. And so the key is you have to retain the players that you develop. And I'm not saying that Dante Dowdell is the difference between an 8 or a 9-win season. I am saying that if that 4th down against Michigan early in that game is converted, you're not down 10-0. And then the Hail Mary play isn't tying the game at 17. It's giving you a 24-17 lead going into the second half. Or if you score early at Penn State, it's 7-0. Maybe Penn State, gets inside its feelings early. Penn State didn't get inside its feelings. They put Nebraska in their feelings. And so all of those little things, the retention piece is really important. And so I think they have a really clear, delineated plan. Again, they can get the players here. They've been doing that. The recruiting has been pretty good. It really has. The question is then development. And I think that's why they switched out a whole bunch of coaches, and then the retention. And that's where the money is needed. And that's I think within the program, they may say, hey, you know what? It isn't about trying to go out and get, a 5-star transfer. It's retaining the players that we already developed and keeping them in the fold.
Sam, what do you think the pushback is really about when you see things like whether it's a uniform reveal or, the photo shoots or the battle of the boat? There's obviously a certain segment of the fan base that is pretty vocal in opposition to these things. Have you ever been able to put your finger on what their issue is, or is it is that too general? You think maybe there's a variety of reasons?
The uniform thing goes back a long ways. So that isn't really recent. I think you can go back. Honestly, they changed the number font, and Damon would know this because he was on the team. They changed the number font in 96. It was different than it was in 95. And I remember people, my first year in school was 96, and I remember people talking about how they changed the number font. and the name font on the back of the 96 team.
No.
So this has always been a thing with Nebraska fans in terms of the uniforms.
Remember our stripe, no stripe? I mean,
yeah, I do. And I remember, and see, so I'm a guy that actually likes the all white uniforms. I always have. I liked them when they wore them in, God, 92. And I've always liked them. And other people think that when they put those uniforms on, they're surrendering a game. And I don't believe that. I think players like wearing all white sometimes, not all the time, not every game, but they like wearing all white sometimes. And I think you should have an all white game every year, like white top, white pants, go on the road. I think you should do that. But fans flip out about it. And they really flipped out during the Riley era. They got really upset. They didn't get mad when Tommy won at Missouri wearing them, but then they wore them at Iowa State in 92 as well. So, so like there's that. And the other things, like I think the way I would describe the photo shoots in the Battle of the Boneyard piece.
They donate 88,000 pre-tickets to that.
Yeah. Understand that there's a whole segment of Nebraska's fan base, under 18 and over a certain age, that doesn't even really know that that's happening. Like they don't even know the photo shoots exist. They don't. Right. They don't know.
Right.
And so like that's not what I think they probably roll their eyes because they're like, the only thing I care about is when I turn on, Fox or CBS or NBC.
Look like football.
Yeah, do they win the games?
Yeah.
And so that segment of the fan base doesn't really care. And it's not that they check out because they'll read our stuff, but they, okay. Then you have the segment that is very dialed into that. And they're split into maybe three camps. Camp number one is I'm a perpetual optimist and it doesn't matter who the coach is. I'm going to love it and I'm going to be excited. And, like that's who I'm going to be. And it doesn't matter. I'm going to support whoever's there. And I'm going to think whatever's happening is fairly cool. And you're going to have to prove to me that group of fans or this team isn't going to make it. Then you have that person who's sort of in the middle, who might be on the side of the coach early. And then he might, he or she might turn. And then you got the ones that are perpetual cynics, because at this point, the program's been not what they want it to be for the last however many years, 22, 23 years. They're typically, from the old Solich camp, or they liked Bo, and they just think all of this stuff is frivolous. And, they forget, one of the things that those people forget is that, Bo Pelini did a lot of stuff. I mean, he did the Harlem Shake, remember him doing that? And Bo Pelini did goofy stuff, and they forget that.
I mean,
they forget that he did
onto the field.
Yeah,
like that's a real thing that happened.
It was, and I was actually pretty cynical about that. I thought that was the cat thing. I thought was really cynical because he was trying to rehab his relationship with the fans after saying lots of bad things about him, and he was trying. They were trying. It was an active campaign, to make him seem more likable. And he was the same guy. So, I think that's probably where people are, is there's this group of dedicated people that are just out on the Rhule era. Although, like, I would probably go to those people and go, what is it you want? Like, who do you want in there? Do you like, tell me what vibe?
There's not anybody better. You're just saying, what is it specifically?
Yeah, like
it's not so much that, like, yeah, like if they shot back at me, well, Dan Lanning, I'm like, yeah, okay, but like you do understand
right now.
He does, but beyond that, like Dan Lanning also has his own vibe, like, and not everybody likes it. Like he's got his own juice, and so like, tell me what coach you want. Do you want a coach who has no juice? Do you want did you want Nebraska to have hired Matt Campbell 4 years ago? Because Matt Campbell, they could have. He would have come here. Like, what did you want? Like, what kind of coach style were you looking for? Are you looking for the coach who disappears for 4 months in the summer and never says anything, and then returns and wins 8? I don't know. Like, so sometimes you got to try to dial down. You got to dial into like what exactly. Like, there's people that are like, Daniel Holgerson's not a good play caller, and I'm like, based on the work he's done at Nebraska, yeah, he's certainly better than the guy that preceded him, And there's pretty compelling evidence that he's better than Mark Whipple was in the 1 year that Whipple was here. So
do you know why I always, and again, I wouldn't call myself necessarily an eternal optimist, but I am typically, I like solutions. So I'm always going to take one more crack at it. You know what I mean? Just like that's my temperament. And maybe I'm so put off by the uniform talk, and because I went through it, right? So the uniform thing bugged me. We went through that. The play calling thing, like I laugh, right? Remember short side options and running fullback trap and 11 and 19 dive on like 2nd and 9.
Yeah.
And people would be mad, Sam. Like, I remember we would go to practice sometimes and we would just be like, and Coach Osborne would just remind us, hey, listen, you're playing for, he would remind us what we were playing for and to not be distracted by what people were saying. And we didn't even really know. We just had to
right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like, when I hear this now, I'm like, you guys are being so disingenuous. But I'm not comfortable telling people how to fan. I just hate the short-term memory. Like, we're just not being super authentic about it.
And let's be honest, Sam, like you brought up,
like,
Matt.
We won, and there were times where we were like, WTH.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Like, ooh, Lee said something mean. You know what I mean?
Right. And no question. Yeah. I mean, yes.
I
If you go
know.
back, like fans can, thanks to the magic of YouTube, they can go back and watch Nebraska's offense in the late 80s and early 90s when people said that Osborne had fell off.
And he'd joke. He'd say, yeah, everybody tells me the game has passed me by.
No, the offense back then was really good in terms of like the schematics and the way that they did it. And again, people are welcome to go back and watch the games and watch for themselves the level of intricacy and innovation that is still here today. So like Jim Harbaugh, if anybody thinks Jim Harbaugh schemes a great run game, which I think he does, nothing that he's doing is anything that would have been surprising to Osborne or something that people hadn't already seen. Urban Meyer, who's a good offensive mind, took some of his stuff.
Game, the power, the count,
right.
The extra back in the backfield. Yeah.
Yeah. The question that Nebraska had back in the days when they weren't quite over the top was that actually, ironically, they didn't quite have the defense to actually get Miami off the field. Like Miami, you can go back and watch those games in Miami.
We were getting shut out though.
Yes, but they were getting shut out because Miami had the ball for 32 minutes and it put Nebraska in this really hard spot of having to try to change the strength of its offense of like, okay, well, it's 13-0. You know, the old offense didn't necessarily work on the first drive of the game, but the defense was giving up a touchdown on the first drive of the game, and it was a 7-minute drive. You know, and Miami short passing game would create all kinds of mismatches, and Nebraska just couldn't. So when Nebraska got better players on defense, then all of a sudden that offense looked really good. Now, if you go to the early 2000s, and I just did this, I watched the 0-2 K-State game, and Nebraska got beat pretty bad. It was like 48-13. There's a lot in there where they do run a lot of the same plays pretty consistently. It wasn't a lack of explosive plays. I mean, they'd get a 25-yard pass, or Jamal Lord would run for 22 on a speed option, and then the next 3 plays would be -3, 0, 3rd and 13, incomplete pass. Like it was tough to watch, and so they did need to upgrade it. But as I look at Dana Holgerson's offense, again, like what he came in, what he had to deal with it right away, wasn't what I think they want to be. I think what they want to be, if people were paying attention, were the first couple of drives against Utah. And if you watch those drives, you're going to like what you see. Now, I don't know if they're going to be able to get that all the time this year, but that's who they want to be. And I think that that's who they can be. But there's criticism for Holgorsen that I don't really understand. I don't really get it. I think it's not that he may have a bad year. It may be coming. But I don't think people have an appreciation for the limitations he was dealing with prior prior to this year, including Dylan, including what Dylan was willing to do and not willing to do.
What did you make? I want to go back to Saturday a little bit because the staff was everywhere. They made offers out of the big man camp. And I think to a man, that staff would tell you they don't exactly know what's landing on their doorstep. Right. And then they start looking at the measurables and the numbers and then the athleticism. And they're like, holy smokes, man, like call to arms. Then you get the masses out kind of just critiquing. And they did the same thing during Battle of the Boneyard where they have eyes everywhere. What do you make of when you're watching their evaluation process play out real time as they're actually using that deal as a recruiting event?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. And as well, they should. They do that with their camps as well. And I think one of the things,
the camp setting's easier, in my opinion.
It is. It's much easier. Yeah, I mean, I think they've never been, the Rhule staff's never been shy about evaluation on site and offer on site. So like they're not trying to be stingy, and that's not a bad thing. I do think that, if you want to go back and look through their classes, I think the first class they had here, they took a few too many guys that I thought were reaches. And part of that was because they didn't really get a chance to evaluate them.
Yeah.
And so like they took some guys early in that very first class, guys that didn't stay. They're not here anymore. Guys that never played. And they were a little maybe over their skis. Since then, that's not been the case. If you go back and look at the guys that are ranked outside the top 1,000, which I do, I go back and look at, okay, here are the guys that the recruiting services were just like, yeah, we'll give you 3 stars. You're going to Nebraska. But they don't think that they're like great players. It's true.
Come on.
It's true. There's guys that go into their senior year with no stars and all of a sudden they get 3 because they're going to a power conference team. And I'm not trying to knock the services. It's just true. It's exactly what happens. It's like, oh, okay, you're an 84. Like, they don't know. So this is the way that I do it. So like, I've written about this many times.
Yeah.
I look at the top 100 guys because the recruiting services protect that top 100. I think they have rigorous conversations about, okay, who are all the 5 stars and then who are the best of the best 4 stars, and then top 500. So like that captures every 4 star and most of the high 3s, and then top 1,000, which is basically, I don't know, the other 3 stars, and then anything outside the top 1,000. And those guys aren't walk-ons, but they're like, you're taking this guy and you're going to have to develop him because there aren't many people who think this guy is going to come in and start in his second year. So is
that okay though?
Well, sure. Yeah. Because a lot of times the guys outside the top 1,000 are really just players who didn't play in Georgia and Florida, Texas, and Ohio. And for example, players that are outside the top 1,000 include Rex Guthrie, include Donovan Jones, guys that are playing now, include Mekhi Nelson, who technically wasn't in that group because he had already moved on to the prep school or whatever, but include Quentin Ives. I mean, it includes all kinds of guys. It includes Emmett Johnson. So Emmett Johnson was in that group. So yeah, absolutely, it's okay to take those players. But what I pay attention to is how many. Okay, so if your recruiting class is 25 and 15 of those guys are group guys that are outside the top 1,000, then I would say those guys aren't plug and play usually. Usually it's going to take those guys a year or 2. And oftentimes they're linemen. And so I keep track of that over all of the Big Ten teams. And so how many of those Ohio State has over the last 4 years? There's 0. I don't have any. I can't remember what number they have in the top 100, but it's an insane number. I mean, it's like 50 in the last 4 years. So like when people tell you that Ohio State has the most talented team, it's because they have recruits that everybody wanted. Doesn't mean that Ohio State's the best team every year. In fact, they weren't the best team last year. They weren't. Indiana was better, and Oregon probably was too. So doesn't mean that Ohio State's always the best team, but they do have the most talent. and that talent plays itself out. In talking to Rhule, he has a clear appreciation for Ohio State's level of talent. I think that he's like, he understands that team is the standard bearer in the league, even if they didn't win the national championship last year. Indiana did. The likelihood of Ohio State being really good this year is a little higher than the likelihood of Indiana being really good because of the players that are in the program.
Sam, as you're going through this process, how much of it, when you're looking at the outside top 1,000 guys, is dependent on the coaching staff and like what they've shown you before? Because I look at Iowa's classes a lot, because we talk about, well, how's Iowa doing this without, without the recruiting classes? How much of it is staff dependent on, hey, they know what they're looking for, so if they think this guy's outside the top 1,000 is worth taking, that sits differently with you than it does with a different staff?
Well, I think you make a great point, that certainly development and continuity, and then some of the guys that they recruit are just guys that recruiting services don't really know who they are.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about the F word in addition to his question, right? Like fit.
Yeah, it's fit, and it's again, guys that most people just don't. Like I said, they don't necessarily know.
You just don't see them, right?
Right. Oh yeah, they don't know who they are. Like this guy got offered when he was a junior, and he went to Iowa's camp, and he plays for whoever, Hayes Rock somewhere in Iowa, in some small town, and nobody really, that's Cooper DeJean or whoever. Like it's hard. I don't even blame the recruiting services. They're doing the best they can. They don't have 1 million people, and so they have to spend their resources wisely. And so, like, you always just assume that players basically west of Chicago and I don't know, east, and I'm not kidding you when I say east of California, are probably a little undergraded. Even in Denver, like there's better players in Colorado than I think the recruiting services.
Sam, I agree with you. Like Kenny and I have had this conversation about Colorado. I agree with you.
Yeah, there's good players there, and a lot of them just don't get. I mean, unless they play for Valor Christian or they play for, I don't know, Aurora, a lot of you don't always know. Again, Rex Guthrie has work to do as a player, but I mean, Rex Guthrie coming out of high school was an incredible athlete, and he tested here, and Colorado didn't even want him. I mean, that is silly. They don't know what they're doing. So there's circumstances like that, or Tanner Turch, or just guys that have come from there. Jack Stoll, who was a very good player at Nebraska and is a longtime pro. I don't know, 5-6 years in the NFL. There's a number of those guys. And so anyway, anything west of Chicago and east of like literally the Bay Area, and maybe north of Arizona, it's just in Texas. Like there's just not an understanding of how good the players are. I do think there's an awareness now because Oregon is recruiting Kansas City and St. Louis, that Kansas City and St. Louis have a lot of good players. And Oklahoma used to recruit St. Louis and get a lot of good players out of there. But, there's probably 10 of those guys. And so you want to go and get 1 or 2. You're not going to get them all, because some of them are going to go to Missouri, some are going to go to Oklahoma or Ohio State. So like the way that I think they want to recruit is they want to try to capture the best players that they can in the region that they're in. And then I think they obviously have a desire to go down to Georgia and Florida and get players from that region as well. And there's not, I've always been of the belief that you can go to Georgia and get a good player. Can you go and get a great one? And Nebraska's response has been, yes, we can get the great ones. And Corey Hadley and Jordan Agbanoma are, top 10 recruits in the state of Georgia. Nebraska's never done that before. They've never done that. They've gotten good players from down there, Quentin Newsom and Aaron Williams and other, but they've never gotten a recruit this highly rated as they have now. Now, I don't know if they can sustain that, but I've said this to people lots of times. This staff can recruit. Ignore last season. They didn't have the money to go out and get all the recruits they wanted to get, and there was a gap between the end of spring last year and the start of the House settlement, where Nebraska sort of just didn't have the resources financially that USC and some of these other teams did. So Nebraska couldn't go back out into the portal and go and get more players. They couldn't do it. And so they didn't have the money to go and like secure the recruiting class the way that USC did last year. And so there were some guys that USC got last year because for whatever reason, USC had a lot of money and they were able to go out and get the number one recruiting class in the country, that gap between the end of the NIL era and the start of the House era. So, so ignore the recruit. Don't ignore it. It's a fact of reality that they only signed 12 or 13 guys, but they're back on the track that they want to be on, and they're going to sign 20 to 25 probably every year going forward. And they're good at it. They're good recruiters.
I had a fascinating conversation. I'm going way back to when Nebraska first had their skills camp. So this is probably June 5th or June 4th or something like that. And I was with Keith Williams and talking to Trae in the end zone, and we were just talking about local talent because Trae had obviously just finished his first round of 7-on-7. We were talking about the top end, high end guys out of the state versus the rest of the country. This is in lieu of your conversation that you're having right now. And I watched Saturday, and I watched the guys in the area interspersed between certain teams. Were you surprised? Were you, that jives if you're on the high end in the state, that regionally the kids from Nebraska had a ton of success against highly touted national guys?
I wasn't too surprised. I was impressed.
Okay.
But I wasn't shocked. I think historically, Nebraska, whether it was the Bison Valentinos basketball team back in the 90s or today with 7-on-7, Nebraska kids do a really good job of competing. And so I think there's a caliber of talent in the state, and there's a know-how that's impressive. And then, of course, some of these teams that are outside the region are kind of cobbled together. Like you can tell a little bit that they're just meeting each other.
Yeah.
And so now Team TOA, which won the 7-on-7 event, they were pretty cohesive. They didn't have a lot of guys from outside of Arizona and California. And I think the Midwest Boom team had almost all the guys were from Chicago. And so you could tell that they had some cohesion and, they had some relationships there. But no, I
we lose him.
I want to hear this too, because he was really doing a good job of evaluating guys.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to.
We'll give him a quick minute.
Okay.
Yeah. See if you can hop back in here. No, it's an interesting question. I
looked at Domo's quarterback. He's from Lincoln Northwest. Young guy. Like really good.
Yeah.
For his age. Like you can tell like he's still got to read.
Sure.
A little bit better. But when you're just talking about arm talent for like his size, and I looked at all the really good quarterbacks, I'm thinking that was part of the reason Domo was in it.
Yeah.
Right? Because they have a collab. They got some of their Georgia guys, and they had a lot of Nebraska guys. And I'm just watching him as a young quarterback, and I'm thinking nobody has any idea really, especially regionally, let alone nationally, who this kid is.
Yeah.
But he's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because he was on our team.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather be right than we're all alike, right? Clearly. He was pretty good. And I'm just thinking, I watched 3 Elite 11 guys that were there. 2 were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right? Some of these balls. And I'm thinking, they took those guys. It was a 2-point conversion difference in that game.
Yeah.
It's 32-31. Right, there's clearly some good players, and one of them for Domo is a freshman. Right,
I think there's.
So I was just curious what his thoughts were on the overall eval.
I think that it's kind of to the point that he was making earlier, where there's a lot of kids. Like, I think there's a lot of kids in Nebraska that if you just pick them up and drop them in Georgia or Florida, and even let's put them at similar size high schools. Let's say they're in like 3A in Florida, right? Pretty similar to a lot of the size high schools around here.
High school with what, 1,700?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 15. Yeah. Like I was thinking like 1,500. Like,
okay.
So like 1,000 to 1,500 is a pretty common high school size around here, right? You have a couple that are huge and most of them fall in somewhere in that range. Pick them up, taking Florida, Georgia, Texas, California, Arizona, somewhere that people pay more attention, right? And I think we would talk about these kids a lot differently because I don't know that there's a huge talent discrepancy. I think there's a depth discrepancy, right? Like there's more kids in those places.
So if I'm talking to like, let's say Wisconsin or Iowa or Michigan State or San Diego or South Dakota State, Dan Jackson, fantastic example because he's been at multiple stops, whether it's NIU, SDSU, Vandy.
Yeah. He's seen it lots of different places.
I think, you know what I bet he'd say? I'm taking a chance. I think he'd say, yeah, there's the talent thing. I think he'd say it's more about reps.
Sure, yeah.
Like just how much other areas play ball versus
this is why the
elite
7-on-7
difference
in
measurables. I bet you he would say it's about reps.
I would agree. I also think there's other places that are ahead of Nebraska in terms of like Nebraska is just getting the 7-on-7 thing in the last several years. So you get the skill development of the skill position players, right? And you see it, right?
Yeah, like I look at this team,
more tight ends coming out, more wide receivers
come
coming
so
out.
far.
Yeah.
And I used to make fun of Abdul and those guys. I was like, come on, man, like what are we doing? And then I watch it over time and just the ball skills. But I'll tell you the sneaky thing. That this is nobody talks about this. It's the level of confidence that the kids gain from seeing going against other players that are supposed to be good.
Like if you're
and they hold their own. So it's like, oh,
like if you're Micah, right?
Like Suave, Rico, grab the mic real quick. What do you think would have happened if Domo would have actually believed early on that they belonged on the field with Midwest Boom?
They would have beat him.
Like,
it's not even.
It just took them a second to figure out, hey, he's a 4-star, he's a 5-star, he's a 4-star. This quarterback is about to get $4 million from Miami.
Yeah, like wipe the stars out of their eyes, and
they had him They had him where they wanted him. They had the game.
And that game
in
came
hand.
down to a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, you guys went for 2 to win and didn't get it.
And so I'm just thinking, like,
and not to call anybody out, but there was a certain player that had a couple key drops.
Yeah,
that would have definitely put them in a position to kind of run away with it.
And it's like, I get like in numbers, and listen, I'm not saying, listen, we have 1.8 million people here. I'm not saying we're going down to Dade and Broward and and going to run things. I'm saying like you take the top
guys
end
aren't going to look that different.
It's not going to be night and day. And now I've seen it over the last 10 years. I saw it in AAU. You know, it's like, it's rep. I think it's reps.
I think you're right. I think
and seeing high-end competition all the time, which is part of the reps.
Yeah. It's seeing high-end competition all the time. You see that when you're doing evals on guys out of college too, right? Part of the reason NFL defaults to Big Ten and SEC guys is because like, hey, they saw high-level competition all the time. So you have a pretty good idea of like, this is actually who they are, as opposed to, you know, you take a group of 5 guys, you're like, hey, I really like this talent, but he only played 3 marquee teams his last 2 years in college, right? Like, or when you're talking about FCS guys, it becomes really challenging because it's like they played 2 FCS schools the entire time he was there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that helps with so as you get more reps against those guys. So AJ, like, you know, you saw firsthand on like Thursday and Friday. Yeah, occasionally guys were running open, but for the most part, good players made a lot of contested plays. Right?
Yeah, not a lot of busted coverages. There's a lot of.
I'm looking at Trae throw the ball.
He had to put in some tight windows.
And I'm thinking to myself, he's so used to doing that because he's done it over and over. And now, again, his baseline talent level is clearly high.
You start off pretty.
But his accuracy let me know that he's done this.
He's gotten the reps in
1 trillion times.
Yeah.
Like he just works at his craft. Because the difference between that, another talented guy is he hasn't had to make that throw a ton. So he may miss on it.
Yeah.
Right. It's like when Bonds would get a strike.
Yeah.
He didn't miss it.
Never missed. That's the most impressive thing about his run.
He didn't miss
He'd
it.
get like 3 good pitches a week, and he'd hit all of them.
So I think that's the difference. When you're seeing these guys evolve, whether it's Bolin or Tay or some of these guys, it's like the more that they see these reps against higher. I watch Braylon Warren. Right? He clearly looked like.
Yeah, when you're talking about just arm talent, like in a vacuum, you're like, yeah, he looks like everybody else that's in that category.
He's just the reps. I think just playing ball. I can't.
So let me ask you this
because you do start to believe in yourself when you see it against high-end competition. And I know people roll their eyes about in-state talent and, well, is this how you win? Is this not how you win? And all these discussions. And I'm not honking for in-state talent because not everybody can play every day at the Power 4 level. But what I am saying is the more that they're exposed to it, the more they'll become accustomed to it. That's what I'm saying.
So there's, I think,
because I don't think it's like,
well, it's the confidence of seeing, like, when, let's say, we'll just use Micah, for example. We were talking about him earlier. Like, if not that he lacks for confidence, but you go out there and you see a kid and you're like, okay, I'm lined up against a 4-star wide receiver from Miami or wherever, right? Like, there's a part of you that until you actually are standing across from that person, you don't know that you can hang.
Yeah, and he had to have some failures too, right?
Yeah.
Against Darian Jones or Marion Jackson or Jensen.
Yeah.
You know, like the more you see those guys and then have success, it's like, oh, okay. Right? Like that's just a go route. Or like you start to put it in perspective.
You're like, these aren't different creatures. They're the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's not. Yeah, I don't think he, like, if you ask, I don't know. Now I'm scared to know what he would say. But I would tell you that I bet you this weekend, he didn't think that he saw anybody that was that much different from a Marion or Darian.
So the other thing,
who I think he would tell you are clearly the 2 best players
really
he
good.
saw.
Yeah, really. Here's the other thing.
Jensen was considerably bigger than he was, but that's different.
That's a different thing. Yeah, that's just a.
But I bet I would venture to say he would say that. And he liked, I won't shout him out. He's kind of a dick, but there's no other couple guys he likes too.
The other thing about this, I do wonder too, like, and there's some really good high school coaches in this state, but I do wonder how many coaches in other places are just more familiar about, like, the process of what it takes to get to that level.
But I'll tell you, a lot of it is confidence. I'm just going to keep going back to seeing the reps and seeing good. I watch some of these coaches and they drive me crazy, right? But it's me. It's not because what they're doing is wrong. They've instilled confidence in these guys. Like Miami Raw, they just think they're better than everybody else. Like Boomtown, like Metro Boom just thought they were better.
Yeah.
Most of that comes from what's been instilled. And that's part of it. Like you have to believe it to even give yourself a chance. Sometimes we can't even.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So how much of this do you think has to do with?
I was just going to say real quick. Yeah. Finish this thought. A lot of it is when I see these coaches and, like, you know, they're wearing towels and their gloves and their sunglasses and their hoodies and their jewelry and their chains. It's like they believe that they're the man too. Right? Yeah. It's like, it doesn't just start with, gosh, I wonder if I'm good enough.
Yeah.
Nah, they carry themselves like, as much as it drives me crazy, and sometimes it's even false bravado, they're starting from a place emotionally where I think they think there's a hierarchy. Now, whether that's true or not, you have to play the game.
Yeah.
But believe me, when they come here, they automatically think they're better.
Did you notice?
Believing it's half the battle.
At least a quarter of it.
Yeah.
Transformers. Did you notice Midwest Boom's coach? Like, there were some points where I was standing with some other guys and they were like, dude, this guy is like, he's cracking up. But like the kids, like, he's yelling at him. He's like, you got to believe in what you're doing. You got to do this. You got like, and they're all like eyes, like glued on him. Like, he was kind of cringy at some points, but those kids were listening to every word he was saying.
Ben, that is absolutely valid. And listen, and I ride with the staff, but I mean, Ben's right. He's like DB. If our kids compete with these kids, elite guys, why aren't they getting offers from the in-state school? I'm hearing frustration with some high school coaches. Do you know what I think it is?
What's that?
I think it's two things. Number one, I think it's they have to see it longer to correlate not having elite level testing numbers versus what they actually see on the field.
Or elite level competition all the time to understand frame of reference.
They need context.
Yeah.
Right? When you don't put up the blazing numbers.
Like if you're running a 4.62 instead of a 4.45, they want to see it against higher level competition for longer.
Yeah, because conversely, what they'll see is they'll see a guy from GICC who hasn't yet to lead his team in tackling or any statistical football data. They look at the physical numbers. I mean, gaudy 4, whatever he ran, the 10.6 broad. Like those are elite level testing numbers.
Yeah.
So they're going to think to themselves, well, we like this whole development thing. We can work with that.
Yeah.
Versus
has this person maxed out on what they're physically capable of?
This guy's a really good football player. We can see him competing. Ooh, there's a 4, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a, you know what I mean? So I think they want to, they're trying to get that.
Yeah.
And it's, but the other thing I think of it, I think is, again, this is just my opinion. I think there's this certain level of, am I recruiting the right in-state kid that has the temperament to deal with everybody asking and wondering what's going on with him? Because they've seen so many guys bail.
They've got burned a little bit. They've been burned a few times early.
So, like, I mean, I get it's not some hot, popular, obvious take, but I think it's those two things primarily.
Yeah. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they've got them all right.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a certain, and you've talked about this before, I think it takes a certain type of kid to be from in-state and want to stay here and be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a different thing than it is for anybody else.
Yeah.
Right? You can be from Iowa.
Yeah. For every,
you can be right across the border.
Yeah. From every in-state guy that quit, there's a Josh Banderas that like hung in there. And like, I don't know if it was always rainbows and butterflies for Josh.
I mean, let's
you
go
know
with,
what I mean?
Let's
like
go with one of the highest touted recruits in the state's history in Baker Steinkuhler.
Yeah.
That dude had a time of it.
Oh yeah.
What position is he going to play? What side of the ball is he going to play on? Did he ever live up to being a 5-star from Nebraska?
And I try not to talk about it because I know he's super competitive, but I imagine Carter's going through it.
I would imagine.
You know, you think Caleb doesn't think when he's like working out and it's like, okay, it's how close or you know what I mean? Like
well, especially
you do have to be wired differently.
Especially Carter. Like
imagine being Sledge.
Had the Georgia offer, had the Notre Dame offer, got a touchdown early in my freshman year, and then it's kind of stalled a little bit. And you go, okay, you have to be built a certain way to be able to kind of get through that.
Yeah, if I'm Sam Sledge and I know I'm playing behind a guy that's going to get drafted, wait,
does that help?
Doesn't make it easy though.
No, that's what I'm asking you. Does it help?
I don't know.
I mean, you had that experience.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't want to use me.
No, but I mean, like you're one of the few people that can speak with authority on this.
Yeah, but the difference is, I think, the difference is we were winning and I wanted to win.
Sure. And the way that the system worked is you were going to get some chances still.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were going to see the field.
And I knew if I had success, enough success, I was going to get a good look next level anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's different for a guy like Slit. I think it's different for guys now because you want
Nebraska guys aren't getting the benefit of the doubt right now at the next level.
That's what I'm saying. They're not getting the postseason looks. But I mean, I think I looked at Like, I think Justin Evans, I swear to goodness, I bet I should text. I think I saw sub 5 flat.
That'd be pretty good.
Because his pro agility stuff is already really good.
Really good.
Right? Like, that guy's going to get drafted.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, could I handle playing?
Or what if you're Gatula?
The forgotten man.
He's interesting.
Who could win a job?
He's interesting because you've got Pritch on the one side who
he played way too early and he functioned.
And he's never been healthy for an off season, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
That's a good one.
You've got another kid in state.
That's a good one.
Played before he should have had to, held his own, was not physically ready, but was able to hold his own. And then
they would tell you, like, he's one of the 8 they know that they could play.
Absolutely. But he's also a guy that,
and 2 of those guys are local because I know Sledge would be in there too.
There's also a sense from the fan base, I imagine. I think I get this sense. I might be wrong. I get this sense from the fan base that if Gatula plays, then something went terribly wrong, right? Because you bring in Tree Babalade from.
Oh, you're talking about the psyche.
Yes.
I don't know.
So
I'll take your.
So to be in Gunner's shoes though, and to know that, like, okay, the people from my own state probably don't want me to play because of what else is happening. Like, that's a challenge too.
I don't know, man.
You don't think he gets that sense?
Maybe.
Because you called him the forgotten man. Like, there's a reason he's forgotten. It's because we want Tree to play.
Yeah, but you know what it is? And I don't know if everybody operates under this. But the way I look at it is we make assumptions over because of the optics.
Sure.
Because we just haven't had a chance to have the conversation yet.
Yeah.
Like, the conversation needs to be had, right? Well, what are the expectations of Tree? Are they different than Gunner? Because whatever that answer is probably sets the stage for what I think people would feel if you went to the portal to get alignment.
Yes.
Like, if Nebraska said, hey, listen, we brought Tree in to secure the tackle spot, but we fully expected him to compete for a starting job with Gatula, we'd feel different.
I think when you...
Do you understand what I'm saying about the assumptions of the optics versus having the conversation?
I agree. I think part of the assumption with the optics is when you bring in a guy that was starting in the SEC.
Yeah, but they weren't good.
I understand that. But you know what?
See, we got to get over that.
I understand that. But we did the same thing with Pritchett. We did the same thing with Pritchett last year. It's like, oh, he's a starter at Alabama, which they couldn't wait to get him out of town, by the way. Right? Like, I'm not making that up. Alabama was like, all right, see you, Pritch. We're good.
Yeah, but
nope.
I think we're I think you just have to play well.
I understand that. But here's my point.
Do you know what I mean?
When we're talking about the assumption of optics, the narrative matters. Right?
Not if you're good.
Okay, but what's the argument going to be there? Well, we haven't been good.
Yeah, I can't rest in that. You're not wrong in what people will say, but man,
I get it. No,
you can't be listening. Like,
I agree with you, but this goes to, where did we start this conversation? The temperament of in-state guys and whether or not they can play here. That's why the narrative matters. Whether it's right, wrong, or stupid, the narrative matters because that's why the temperament matters of in-state guys.
Oh, I hear you.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with the stupid narratives.
Yeah. Because what's happened is when guys don't get the offers they want and they see that they've played with some of these guys that do get offers, that ain't good.
We did that. I mean, we were having a conversation yesterday because we were talking about the SEC versus the Big Ten thing, right? Is we assume most of the time that a transfer from South Carolina, even though South Carolina wasn't any good.
Heath, is that really your guy?
Is better.
Wow.
That's a tough look. Is better than a guy that Nebraska would get from, say, Michigan State. Right? If Nebraska gets an SEC transfer from South Carolina or Kentucky or something like
when we were clamoring for Chillis?
Yeah.
Aiden Childs, I mean.
You know what I mean? Like, if you go get a guy from South Carolina, we feel differently if you get something from a mediocre.
I don't know. I still think that's a us problem. But you're not wrong.
But it is I think it's a more inclusive us, because we had a conversation yesterday. I'm not going to tell anybody who we were talking about, but we were talking about a lot of the kids that were playing on 7-on-7.
Okay.
And you're talking about like, well, like some of these Big Ten schools are options. And I'm like, well, might be cool if he got an SEC offer. And he goes, well, I don't know if he's that good yet. And I was like, what's the difference between Minnesota and South Carolina?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Minnesota's better than South Carolina.
Yeah.
So like if you get a Minnesota offer, why shouldn't you be able to get a South Carolina offer?
And I probably landed on, well, I trust Minnesota because of how they recruit.
Exactly. But if like this has been my argument this whole time, Minnesota's not in like Kentucky's not better than Minnesota. South Carolina's not better than Minnesota. Minnesota's a better program.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You know what I mean? So it's like we even do that kind of subconsciously because it's a Minnesota offer. But it's because they're close. They're like, they know. Whereas if it's a South Carolina offer or Kentucky offer or somebody from further away, we go, oh, they must have seen something. They must have noticed something. This guy must be really popping off. Where it's like, it's just Minnesota. They're right up the street. But Minnesota's a better offer than those schools.
Don't you think? Hasn't Nebraska earned the benefit of the doubt with their evaluations?
I think they have. I think a lot of people would push back on that. You know the answer, man. You know the answer. Why would I give them the benefit of the doubt? They were 7-6 2 years ago. Why would I give them the benefit of the doubt? That's the pushback. I agree with you.
Because they're better now than they were 2 years ago.
I agree with you.
Who's disagreeing?
A lot of people. What's the difference between 5 wins and 7 wins? That's what. No, we hear this all the time. When I'm sitting here pounding the table saying there's been clear, obvious, and indisputable progress, what does everybody say to me?
All right.
I get hammered. You know that. It happens once a month. I get hammered for saying they've made clear, undeniable progress. They're like, not enough progress. And that's where they come in with like, well, why would I trust the evals? We're in year 3. What happened to Rhule year 3? What happened is he didn't want to run a bunch of seniors off the program. That's what happened. We want to have that real conversation. Do we want to have that conversation where he didn't want to screw over a bunch of guys that didn't do anything wrong and try to do right by him? Is that the conversation we want to have? That he had the fortitude to be patient? Because Baylor didn't have any guys to keep.
No.
And Temple didn't have any guys you wanted to keep. Right? So let's have a conversation about that. If we want to really have that conversation. But if I don't take a break right here, I think both those guys are going to kill me.
Well, blame Ben. It was his question.
So let's take one
or
real
his statement.
Why do you keep blaming us?
I said Ben. I didn't say Suave or Axel Jackson.
I'm talking Ravi. I'm Team DB today.
Oh yeah, that's BP. He asked a good question.
All Ravi does is just complain about his producers.
Then I don't have to take responsibility for it. That's why. Not like you guys are sending me, little chats on the side telling me to take a break.
Hey, how come I'm not on those?
Because you don't use Teams.
Oh, is that how they're coming through?
Yeah.
I certainly don't. I do read them, though.
All right, let's take a quick break here. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up.
It's time to slide into savings at Edwards Nissan. Lease the 2026 Nissan Rogue Platinum starting at $379 a month, a platinum lease worth driving home. This June, the savings are as big as the season. We've also got the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder SV starting at $399 a month while supplies last. Don't miss your pitch. Slide into savings at Edwards Nissan.
Walk us through a little bit about what this day kind of just means for you. Obviously, you've been an inspiring figure for many, but Hope, having that personal connection and kind of putting a face to a name too, how does that resonate with you after what you've done over your collegiate career?
I mean, it just puts so much into perspective. Obviously, like Nebraska, our team was just at the World Series, and now the World Series going on here, and there's so much spotlight and hype on the teams and the players, which there should be. Like, it's hard to get to that level and to be one of the last teams standing. But, like, hope is a hero in life. So just the perspective of, you know, yeah, it's still softball and baseball is a game, but, like, this little girl is an absolute hero in life, and it's just incredible perspective to have.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ, reminding you give our friends over at Next Gen a call, 402-614-9700. You been over there lately?
I was there Friday.
Yeah. You got
couldn't,
your days messed
no,
up
I couldn't
again?
get over there Thursday because we played.
Oh, yeah. You were
at
gone
11
all
coming
day.
from camp. And then Friday, we didn't start until 11. So I went over there at like 10.
Had a little time to get over.
Yeah. Do you know, they must know I'm really special because now everything is like pulled out for me.
If it makes you feel any better, they told me when I went in there the other day for the Tessamoreland to get my refill, she's like, you know, they got these little weird caps on there. If you can't ever get any more, like, bring it back in. We'll get the rest out for you. So it's not just you.
I started that.
It's not just you. They're trying to help me out too. So don't take it personally. You know, it's not a you problem. I think it's an everybody problem.
They're good.
But they
got it. I asked them, so you guys have anything for my crabbiness, or is that just a me thing? And you know Michelle ain't having it. She's like, GTFO.
That might be a different kind of doctor for that, you know.
I walked out on that, dude.
Different kind of.
No, we're back. We're back good.
Different kind of prescription you need for that one.
I saw him Tuesday.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm back.
That's good.
It had been like 3 weeks.
Well, you can't be doing that, DB.
Your boy also can't be walking around in the middle of the night.
Give them a call, 402-614-9700. They'll help you out. And till the end of the month, get a free vitamin shot with your first order when you tell them that DB and I sent you.
I did get one of those.
Vitamin shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little pick-me-up. Did you get Hercules or you get Zeus?
The maroon one. I asked them the same thing, and they said, how do you not know? And I go by colors. They're both mythical guys.
Wow,
so
just judging by color over here, huh? Wow.
Yeah, that's the motto of your deal. Go Serena. Are you picking your teams you're cheering for today in the World Cup by culture?
No, I mostly root for the U.S.
What do you mean mostly? Like, is there anybody else in the discussion?
I mean, there's other teams that I enjoy watching play. I've always, since I was a kid, I've liked the Netherlands. I like their. I'll be honest, it's mostly the orange. I'm rolling hard with our guys over at Cabo Verde, having a good time.
They got another draw.
Dude, they're killing it. They're doing great.
Hey, did you see how they got the second goal?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you mad at is that country?
Which one? Cabo Verde?
No, the country they played.
Oh, Uruguay?
Is it so intense that goalie is going to have some speaks? Because you know how some countries, they come down on you. Because that was a brain bleep.
Yeah, Uruguay is pretty rough on, like, anything like south of Texas, I start to worry about safety. Like,
south of Texas?
Like Mexico, anything.
They're not offing anybody in Senegal. That's south of Texas. Or you just
I mean like just straight down.
Okay.
Yeah, like in our side of the.
You're like central and south.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Although Mexico is North American, so I had to include them because
if you'd have said something about feeding people to the lions, I was leaving.
No, I would never.
Yes, you would.
I would never.
But you were with Jermaine Friday.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Jermaine on Friday.
Okay, so you're back since you're sensitive. Was that your fix? Because I had been gone.
No, I hung out with Cliff yesterday too.
Oh,
it was a big weekend for me.
So did you say now that my other friend is back, you guys are quota met?
No, I play tennis with Cliff every Sunday.
Is he nice?
Yeah, Cliff is cool.
No, I don't mean like a person. I meant like, can he? Is he
he's pretty good. Yeah, he's athletic too. So he gets to everything, which is hard.
He is.
I mean, what do you want me to do? He's more athletic than I am. Like,
well, that makes sense.
Listen, I'm not fast. I am faster than I look. No, he's Isn't
it funny to see like Uzbekistan? I think they don't play till tomorrow, but like the country that infamously got the random pull from our head coach.
I'll play in Uzbekistan.
That was the funniest thing ever, real time. I'm like, how did he pick them?
I didn't even know he knew where Uzbekistan was. Well, he might not know where it was, but
they're playing Portugal tomorrow, so I think
that might be a wrap.
That's a wrap.
I was excited to see. I thought Egypt played well. I like Mo Salah.
Is that their first win ever?
Yes, that is their first World Cup win ever.
So in the round of 16, we get the winner of that pool.
So I don't want to get ahead of myself here. We're going to knock on some wood, but the U.S.'s path to like a quarter, a semi is not daunting.
Oh, they got to be in the knockout round for a success, right? Quarters, maybe?
Well, so
what are you deeming a success?
I think you need your best all-time result, which would be the quarters. Because they've been to the round of 16 once. Yeah. I think quarters would be like, hey, this is a resounding success, especially the way
were you thinking to yourself, "Ooh, glad I didn't jinx them," because you're like, this is clearly the most talented team and they're not playing well.
I mean, it has been.
And now they're actually
putting it together and they're healthy for the most part. Obviously, again, knock on wood.
What did you believe about the Cav? Were you at any point buying that?
I don't know what to believe.
You're talking about somebody that's always hurt.
I'm just glad that he's got a little time before he's going to have to play again.
Yeah.
But I will say this is one of the first times, like if you rewind this thing back like 10, 15 years, if like Landon Donovan had been hurt, U.S. wasn't scoring.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's actually other options in terms of offensive creativity on this team, whether it's like, I thought Des played really well on Friday. Freeman obviously had the goal.
Could he be considered an X factor? Is he too good a player?
I think so because nobody talks about him.
I think he's the X factor.
He's really good. Tillman has a really high skill level. Like there's a lot of players on this team that actually give you some offensive creativity that hasn't been the case. Like I was talking to somebody about this weekend. For almost my entire life, whenever the U.S. scored in a high level international competition,
a big deal.
It felt like an accident.
Yeah.
Like it felt like those hockey goals where you're just like nothing's happening. Like, oh my God, what just happened? Like it felt
which, by the way, shout out the Kachuk brothers getting to play together.
Yeah, it felt like they needed a fluke. They felt like they needed luck or somebody to misplay something. Where it's like now it feels like they're actually generating offense.
They're so athletic. I told you that this was going to boil down to the front three.
Yes,
I mean. They're clearly talented enough.
And that's been the coolest part about this is the first time it doesn't feel like, oh man, they're going to have to accidentally score a couple goals here.
You know how we were talking about confidence with recruiting and playing against good players from other places?
Yeah.
How about the flair that the U.S. is playing with?
Yeah.
Like behind the back, behind the leg, between the legs.
You know what it is, though?
They're playing like with some swag.
What's one of the things that I brought up in terms of the talent level of this team? All these guys are playing in the top European leagues now.
Yeah, international.
Right? Like,
international.
even if you're playing really well, but especially before, like the MLS has gotten way better, but like before, if you're playing in the MLS in like the 2010s, like there's a certain confidence. There's going to be a certain confidence issue for a lot of guys because it's like, I don't like, I wanted to play in the Premier League and nobody wanted me, or I wanted to go play in Bundesliga and nobody wanted me, or I was on loan there and I didn't do very well.
I completely agree with you, TG. Super young too, and they're young with international experience.
Yeah, these guys were all 22 in the last World Cup.
That's a first,
100%.
Right? They're not old.
I mean, like Balogun is a world-class striker. Like he's a world-class like offensive talent in a sense that like we've never, and they've got the talent level with the athleticism. Like that's never been a like there's that's, but that's American soccer my whole life. It's like, yeah, we're
That's the late game tonight, Rico, in case you're curious. Algeria and Jordan.
I need to get a little bit deeper into the machinations of what the draws are if US wins versus Turkey or draws or whatever. Like I don't.
When did we change that?
This is the first time I've ever heard it, but
I mean, I get the A chain thing for ATN, just pronounced it wrong, but like
this is the first. Everybody told me it's Turkey now. And I'm like, all right, I guess. This World Cup,
they have changed the spelling.
Yes, this World Cup is literally the first time I've heard that it's
kind of like mandatory water breaks.
Yeah, it's hydration break. It's 65 degrees outside. Be careful.
I do like the additional round though.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't know. I'll be interested to see how it plays out in the knockout rounds, like in the knockout stages, what that looks like. Because I think I don't know that I'll know until then.
You want my upset today?
What do we got?
I think you need to take a look at Senegal against Norway.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I would either play the draw or Senegal.
Okay. What's the?
We do have some breaking news if you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah, I just okay. Go ahead.
Pete Thamel has reported that Michigan head basketball coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to take the Dallas Mavericks head coaching job.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, how about the folks in Ann Arbor were saying that they thought May was out over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody really believed that it was going to happen because Dallas was too close to the draft.
Mm.
Nope. You rather have a coach in place than a coach that is in place 2 days before the draft.
I don't know that Dusty May is going to be making a lot of decisions.
They think like collegians. Yeah. That's a heck of a leap for him.
That is. I mean,
so now they have cleansed themselves. The Mavs are now that is a
full wipe from the Nico Harrison,
Luka Doncic era.
Yeah,
that's it.
So he was at FAU 4 years ago.
Yeah. And he's an NBA coach.
And now he's the coach of the Dallas Mavericks. Like, that's quite the
Meanwhile, Malone's a Carolinian.
You know, somebody was telling me like if he hadn't taken the Carolina job, he probably would have been hired in Dallas by now.
Wait, what's the matter, Alan? Really? Oh, I thought he said annoyed.
No, that's the best thing that's happened in Boston all year is the Scottish fans taking over.
Dude, how would you? So and I can't. His name escapes me, but he's got all the coverage from the Boston site. How stressful would it be to be conducting those interviews with the fans, like full on hooligans? They're climbing on his back. They're jumping on his head. He's like, I mean, he's just steady Eddie with the microphone. I was
locked in.
I would lose my mind. But these city host sites, man, I mean, shout out to them.
It seems like they're.
I mean, outside of Iran having to go back to Mexico to train, I don't think there's.
There haven't been any. So I heard a really cool deal about you. It's funny we brought up Algeria earlier. So I guess that was what the original thread started under for our main man Redcast Rob. By the way, good to see you.
Yeah.
I
don't. So here's the thing about that, because he says accusations of recruiting violations against Michigan incoming. I don't know how you're going to be able to prove anything, though.
Also, like what are rules anymore?
Like, what does that look like?
I don't even.
I mean, because they're clearly not doing anything like about
anything
tampering.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Now they tried to do something and they got slapped down. So
no,
we're
but
not
that's what. No, but
we're
that's
not
what
just
I
going to
mean.
broad brush.
That's what I mean. Even when they try to do stuff, they can't. They really have no authority.
Well, he's in the supplemental draft. They did something.
Well, the Big 12 did something.
Bullying and peer pressure did something.
Listen, I'm here for bullying. Let's do it.
I got to tell you, there's just no way.
No, the noise would have been unsustainable.
And I'm talking about for him.
Yes,
I don't think he thought it through.
For
that
him,
was my number one argument.
Or Texas Tech was just, it was not going to be sustainable.
I'm like, every day of every play of every game, every day will be scrutinized.
Yeah. And that's more than almost any.
I don't think you guys are thinking this thing through.
Yeah.
So he's going to melt down.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
He's like, no, I'm going to go see if the NFL wants a degenerate gambler on a roster.
TK, now Michigan can go back to being overrated. TK was picking my brain this weekend.
What was TK wanted to know?
He's very well rounded.
What did TK want to know?
Oh, he was talking about so there's a couple things. The last one was he got me all 3 days. But the last one was about Wyatt, Missouri.
Oh, interesting.
He's like, he went into the Hall of Fame. I was like, yeah, that was the banquet I spoke at.
Oh, nice.
That's why I had to be in Albion.
Big
Which,
Wyatt
by the
Missouri
way,
guy.
you folks that have to drive out that way, could I have stayed on 275? I was using Waze, and I was supposed to take 275 to 91, but that was shortly after 7-on-7, so everybody wanted to call. So I missed what Waze was telling me, and I missed my turn from 275 to get on 91, so I had to do a U-turn on 275. Could I have stayed on 275? I'm sure I could have and gotten to Albion just fine.
I'm looking here.
Is anybody familiar with?
No, 275 would have taken you higher north, and then you would have had to. You would have had to go south at some point. So you would have added like probably another half hour.
I think you would have had to come down on like 14.
Okay.
To get back down to Albion.
You made the right move though.
Okay.
I think your only alternative is just to keep going north to West Point, and then you would have went west, and then you could have came back down a little bit, but it still would have.
I thought about that originally because I've got to come through like Dodge and Howells, and could you believe at one point during that Howells Dodge merger, Austin, people were so mad about that co-op that they would drop their kids off at the water tower to go to West Point. Serious.
Yeah, some of those co-ops in that side of the state are head scratching.
They just were not going to be sharing that revenue.
Yeah. That's why Clarkson and Lee split up.
Yeah, I drove past Lee. Beautiful sign.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect blue, Leigh. I was like, oh, what's up, Lee? And right to my north was Clarkson.
Those are your guys right there out in Albion having a good time.
Dude, that was a wild crew. And there's a lot of wrestlers, so it was in my wheelhouse.
What's the population of Albion?
I don't know, but I'm gonna guess. I hate to be in other towns' pockets.
Ravi, what's the school in Albion?
I have no idea.
Why it's
You want to take a guess?
I mean, if it's not called Albion, I have no idea.
Okay.
Boone.
Oh, is that Boone Central?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Could have taken a guess.
There's like
I thought the Wyatt, Missouri thing would have given it away.
I couldn't remember where he went.
Oh, that's fine.
I knew it. I knew when you said Wyatt, Missouri that it wasn't Albion High because I knew that wasn't a thing. But I would never have been able to come up. Why Boone? Is that the county? Do we know why it's called Boone?
That's a good question, but it's not the county. I don't think.
Yeah, it's Boone County. It says
it's the county. Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Named after Daniel Boone.
Daniel?
That makes sense.
Okay, I'm not that big of a Shane. It's Daniel.
I believe it's pronounced Daniel.
I'm gonna guess economically that they do pretty well.
Their medium household income looks solid, according to
I don't think they do without a whole lot. That was a fan. So the steaks weren't. Oh, so there's two things real quick. The steaks weren't seasoned, but I took like 4.
I'm shocked.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you something. So I don't like to work and eat at the same time. So the guy's like, hey, there's going to be extras. And they look sensational. I mean, they were the right color. I was walking past one of the tables saying hello to one of the little kids because he was eating crazy. He was like on his knees.
Yeah.
And I felt like he was going to fall forward and hit his face on the table. But he was just, he was in there. He couldn't have been but like 6 or 7. And I heard him say, he goes, oh, he said, this is too red. I said, no, I'm just being nosy. I was like, no, man, that's the right way to do it. I was like, get in on it early. His dad's like backpack. Actually, his dad was going into the hall. He was one of the inductees. And so he's cutting this thing. And so I'm like, I knew that they were cooked correctly. They looked good. Now, I mean, clearly there's nothing on them. So he's like, oh, got some foil. I took like 4 steaks. And I hadn't eaten all day. So when I got home, it was probably like 11:30 and then turned right around and went to Lincoln. That's why, your boy is tired. I cut them up in slices and I put the other 3 in a Tupperware container. And they were where?
On the counter.
They were on the stove. So that morning,
The next morning.
After
they've been on the counter all night.
So I got home at like 11:30. This was like 6 o'clock.
Okay.
No problem.
It's all right.
Plus, they were a beautiful color. So when I brought them to temp, I didn't want them to cook again. Can I just tell the story without you making fun of me for once?
That's good. Go ahead.
So immediately they were still juicy, almost kind of not warm, but room temp, just the way you wouldn't like them.
Okay.
So I put the salt on them. I used the seasoning from Omaha Steaks. And I was like, by the time I get home, whenever, Saturday night from Lincoln, they'll be perfect.
These are still on the counter when you get home Saturday night. Am I understanding that correctly?
So Suave, I pull out of the driveway to go to Lincoln. I was like, damn it, Robbie's coming. I pulled back in the driveway and put him in the fridge. God is my witness.
Are you that worried about what Ravi thinks of you?
I was like, nope, not about to hear it.
Are you that worried about what Ravi thinks of you?
Want something to, I didn't know what you're going to be doing. I was like, I am not about to have these sitting on the counter. Pulled that car back up to the garage, opened the garage. I put the steaks in there. How you like that?
That's actually really funny.
I didn't. So corn raider, I wanted shrimp yesterday, but I went with crab cakes with some fillets.
Ooh, I like crab cakes.
I like crab cakes too.
The dogs were good though. The dogs were good.
I'm very worried about Biggie.
It looks good.
Like, I know. I guess
it looked like, I know.
I
get it.
I listen to you guys tell me that before I get Bella spayed, she needs to have one cycle, and I'm dreading it.
I didn't say anything.
She doesn't have a tail, so the diapers don't stay on.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
I'm only doing this once.
Let's take a quick break here. I think Joe Healy's about ready to join us from D1 Baseball. We can talk about.
She gets her one. Yeah,
we're done.
Chase around after that filth.
We'll be right back. Talk a little College World Series with Joe Healy from D1 Baseball right after this here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Slide into savings at Edwards Hyundai.
Finance the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe at 0% for 72 months. This June, the savings are as big as the season. We've also got the 2026 Hyundai Kona SE all-wheel drive. Sign and drive starting at $287 a month with 0 down. Don't miss this pitch. Slide into savings at Edwards Hyundai.
It was a great story, but he's a showman. You know, he knew people were going to be looking at him, so he likes the camera. I appreciate that the book that he read to find a way to help support his brother without, and reading Let It Go to God. That's something that's very important that his mom instilled in them to be religious and have that higher being, higher entity help you when things get rough. And so I'm glad he chose that. But yeah, he likes to play for the camera.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Joe Healy of D1 Baseball. Joe, how are we doing this morning?
Doing well, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on.
No ordinary Joe. Are you ready for this? We haven't had a decisive one in a while. Oklahoma finally shows they're at least a little bit human. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and it'll be interesting to see how much kind of piercing the veil of invincibility for Oklahoma ends up mattering from the North Carolina side of things, because Oklahoma for so long in this tournament has just looked unbeatable, really ever since the regional round when they took down Georgia Tech. They've looked just about unbeatable. And so how much does this yesterday's win buoy the spirits of North Carolina to say, hey, these guys are human too. Like, this is just the game of baseball. We can actually win this thing. These guys are not the superhumans we thought they were. I'll be interested to see if that ends up making a difference or appearing to make a difference here in this deciding game tonight.
Obviously, Oklahoma gets to stay with the schedule. It has been freshman dominated. Skip, one of the best pitching coaches in the country. But are we going, when you say kind of the aforementioned about invincible, are we going by like the last month that we saw, or Oklahoma in its totality? Because you know how baseball works. It is very in stages. Are they coming back to the mean potentially?
Potentially, sure. Like, yeah, because they really weren't. This is something I'm sure y'all have talked about with this team already, but just this was not a particularly good SEC team at Oklahoma. Right. They were the 11 seed in the SEC tournament. I mean, you look at every statistic, and they're middle of the pack at best in just about every major statistic, except for things like the base running statistics like stolen bases and triples because they have some speed. Like everything else, they're kind of middle of the pack or worse during the regular season. So that is the question with this Oklahoma team is, should we expect to see the team that we've seen for the last 3 weeks, or should we expect to see the team that we saw for the first 3 months of the season that was just kind of like an average at best SEC team? I'm betting on the Oklahoma team that we've seen the last 3 weeks. I think that's closer to the real Oklahoma team. I think they've just gotten better as the season has gone on. These freshmen have really matured, and I think that's a real credit to their coaching staff that they've found these freshman pitchers. And I say found, they've been working with them all year, but so often at this time of year, freshman pitchers were talking about the freshman wall and heavy workloads and how do they hold up under the heaviest workload they've ever dealt with in their careers. And these guys are actually getting better as the season has gone on. And I think that's really a credit to this coaching staff to get those guys ready to go at the best time of year, as opposed to talking about, hey, are these guys going to be able to hold up over the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, Joe, you talk about the freshman wall and the workloads. I mean, Oklahoma's throwing a lot of guys out there that they didn't really put a ton on during the regular season. Like, how impressive has it been, Skip Johnson's ability to get these guys enough innings to get them ready for this moment, but not weigh them down so that they're burnt out for it?
Yeah, it's probably the most impressive part of it. And it's kind of led us in the college baseball media to wonder aloud if Oklahoma was sandbagging a little bit, honestly, with the guys they were using versus the ones they weren't using. Like, did they know? And we haven't gotten any good answers or satisfying answers on this, I should say. But there's like the question of, did they know that they had these starting pitchers that were going to be stars at some point this season, and they were just holding on to them and waiting for the moment? Or is it just that they happened to be in a situation where they finally decided, hey, we're gonna pitch our best guys regardless of how young they are, how old they are, how much experience they have? And I ultimately land on the latter. I don't think they were sandbagging, because like they really cut it close. If they were a couple games from being on the bubble, right? Yeah. That's a dangerous game to play. I don't think they were doing that. I think it's more just that, and Skip Johnson said this in a post game, like that some of this surprise over this might be his fault, that he didn't get these guys in here earlier and start using them a little earlier. But I think he ultimately decided, I'm not going to worry about hurting feelings. I'm not going to worry about seniority. I'm not going to worry about what you have done in this uniform versus what you haven't done. I'm just going to throw the guys that give us the best chance to win. And right now, he believes the guys that give him the best chance to win are those freshmen, and it's extremely impressive.
If you could use the crystal ball, is it more important for Nick Wisloski to get off to a good start, or for Glauber to get an appearance for Carolina?
I think it's for Wisloski to get a better start, because I think there's a scenario where Glauber comes in just for North Carolina and he's just not as sharp. I mean, they're going to be asking him. I think we'll see him. I think we will absolutely see him today, unless North Carolina just happens to blow out Oklahoma, or is on the wrong end of a blowout, I should say too. So I think we will see him, but I think there's a real scenario where he's just not as sharp. Like he was very sharp yesterday, but he's had some outings this postseason where he has not been quite as sharp as he has been in some others. So I do think there is a little bit of fatigue there. So I think it is more important that Oklahoma gets something out of Wisloski, just because they're not as secure in who they have in the bullpen, whereas North Carolina knows who they're going to go to. They know what the pitching plan is. I think Oklahoma, you can really knock them off schedule if Wisloski doesn't really give them an effective outing here. I think you really could bring some guys into the game that Oklahoma is not going to be that comfortable with throwing in the game, whereas Carolina still has Jackson Rose available. Walker McDuffie is still relatively rested. So even without Glauber, they've got guys they have lined up that are ready to go. Oklahoma, I think, is just going to be a little less comfortable with that if they don't get a good start from Wisloski.
Joe, I'm curious about Glauber here, because I'm trying to remember somebody in college baseball who's had a similar role, a guy that can go extended innings. He's only got 3 starts on the year, though, so he's been primarily a reliever.
Double-digit wins and 5 more saves.
I mean, I think he's like 3rd on the team in innings. He's got like 92 innings pitched, which would be 20 high of the next guy on Oklahoma. Like, it's a very unique role that North Carolina has found for him, and I'm trying to remember if there's any kind of precedent for this.
Yeah, certainly not to this extreme, I don't think. Not anything that comes to mind, at least right away. I mean, it is a fairly common thing, just as you guys know, in college baseball, to have a closer that's a multi-inning guy, a guy that can come in the 7th and close things down. That is a pretty common thing in college baseball. But North Carolina has a guy that you can bring in, as we saw yesterday, in the 5th and close that thing down. And that is what makes him a little bit different. We were having a little kind of like a on background conversation in the press box yesterday about how, we haven't done our, we haven't finished solidifying our, National Player of the Year, Pitcher of the Year, like All-Americans conversation. And there's a conversation to be had for Caden Glauber as Pitcher of the Year in college baseball, just based on what he's done. It's hard to imagine. I mean, when you consider stuff like the fact they're 29-0 when he pitches, I mean, it's hard to imagine a pitcher who has had a more impactful season for any team in college baseball than what Caden Glauber has had for North Carolina.
So did you see now, admittedly, and this goes for years, this isn't new, and everybody that listens to this show will tell you I am the resident Carolina honk. It's my favorite basketball team, my favorite baseball team. It's just blasphemy being a Nebraska alum. There was a time, and I'm curious to get your thoughts. Did you think Forbes was going to see it through after Foxy?
Yeah, meaning to get to this stage with this.
Yeah.
I'm always a little bit skeptical of being the guy who comes after the guy. And so, I was a little bit
start too.
It was a little bit of a slow start. They had some years they didn't make regionals. They, it did get off to a little bit of a slow start. So I was a little bit skeptical just because you're coming after a guy who was basically the godfather of the program at North Carolina. They got this run going under Mike Fox. And so I was a little bit skeptical, not because I didn't think Scott Forbes was a capable coach. They would not have made him the next head coach behind Fox if he wasn't a capable coach. But you just never know how that's going to go. And so I've been extremely impressed, not just by the sheer fact of getting to this stage, but the way they've done it. I mean, he's done an excellent job of hiring assistant coaches. It sounds like they have a really strong assistant coaching group that he's put together around them. And he's very eager to share in not just the successes, but share in the responsibilities. He gives a lot to his assistant coaches. And so I think that's a credit to him and understanding that, hey, no head coach is going to be successful in this business if he doesn't give a lot to his assistant coaches and trust his assistant coaches. And I think he does an excellent job of that. So yeah, it was a little bit of a slow start for Scott Forbes, but he's gotten to where they ultimately wanted to get. And I think that's a huge credit to him.
Joe, with the history of North Carolina, and obviously they've been in Omaha a ton over the years, did you think, like, if they are able to win today, did you think either going into this year or even going into the regionals that this could or would be the North Carolina team to finally get over the hump?
I wasn't so sure.
They couldn't hit.
Like, this didn't.
Right.
I had seen some, like Fedorovich. I had seen some teams come through here.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, like, where those guys couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing that's been so interesting to me about this Carolina team is that you go back to like those 06, 07 teams and you look at the rosters there and they are just loaded. With like not just MLB prospects, but also just real, like, legendary college players, like guys who had just the outstanding careers as college players that go down in the record books at Carolina and in NCAA history in the record books. And this team is not that. Like, they've got some really nice players in this team. Owen Hull is a nice player. Eric Paulson is a nice player. Gavin Gallagher is as clutch as clutch.
Is there a Dustin Ackley?
But there's not a Dustin Ackley in this lineup. Right. Exactly. So yeah, I wasn't so sure this team was going to have enough, and they still might not have enough offensively, because right now, if you ask me, like, where are they most vulnerable? It's that they've gotten very little from the bottom half of their lineup in this College World Series. It's been a real problem there. We saw it yesterday. They won the game yesterday, but yesterday they had multiple opportunities to blow that game open, and the bottom of the lineup was up, and they just couldn't get it done. Colin Heineck himself left 6 runners on base. So they do have some vulnerability at the bottom of that lineup, and that was something I was concerned about coming in. But to this point, they have been able to overcome that, obviously, with outstanding pitching and by getting enough from the top half of their lineup to make it stand up.
Where would you put Skip Johnson currently in terms of his prowess as a pitching coach?
Oh, he's got to be up there with anybody you're going to talk about. I mean, you talk about a guy like a Nate Yeski at LSU is considered one of the best pitching coaches in the country, but you've got to put Skip Johnson right up there with him. And the fact that he can still be such an effective pitching coach while also being the head coach is a big credit to him, because those two jobs are not necessarily the same thing, right? I mean, you could be a great pitching coach and not be a great head coach, and vice versa. And he's able to do both really, really effectively. And part of that is that he's got, guys on the offensive side of the ball, chiefly Reggie Willits, that he really trusts, so he can leave that side of the ball to them and not have to worry about it as much. But when you talk about, well, two things. One, we've talked a little bit about him taking this moldable clay of these young pitchers and turning them into studs at the right time of year. Like, that's one thing. But I think the other thing that's impressive about him is that they go and find pitchers everywhere. They go to the JUCO ranks, they go to the transfer portal, they bring in freshmen, and they are not necessarily recruiting at the very top of the sport. Like, they don't have a ton of blue chip guys necessarily. They're not going out like LSU does and getting the top pitchers out of the transfer portal. Now, LJ Mercurius was a very good get out of the transfer portal, but you look at the pitchers that some of these other schools are getting, and it doesn't compare. Like, Oklahoma is not getting the cream of the crop, at least on paper, in their recruiting classes. And yet, in terms of results, it's hard to argue with what they're doing because they've been really, really effective. So I think that's another point in Skip Johnson's column, is just that he's taking these guys that we don't necessarily know much about, that we don't necessarily think much of, and turning them into stars by the time they're done at Oklahoma.
And I get it, because Dorman, he did it at Oregon State, and he's done it at Florida. Matt Hobbs at Arkansas. You mentioned Yeski. I just look at kind of the context in which you gave his development and ability to development. He's got to have very, very few peers.
Yeah, and I think about this stat too, that there, out of the last 7 drafts, 3 different times in those last 7 drafts, Oklahoma has had its entire weekend rotation drafted. So 3 times in the last 7 drafts, they've lost every single weekend starter to the draft. And I've not done the breakdown of how many other teams can say something like that, but that's got to be a really low number that have had that many entire weekend rotations drafted. And those guys were not, with a couple of exceptions, those guys that got drafted were not necessarily the blue chip recruits coming into school that you thought, hey, these guys are surefire high-level draft picks. Those are not the types of players they're getting, but they're turning into the high-level draft picks because of the development there.
Obviously, LaChance has been a hammer at the plate. Struggled a little defensively yesterday. At this stage, everybody's tired, but how critical do you think the two-way performance of LaChance turns out to be tonight?
I think it's huge, because it just was a little bit yesterday. It felt a little bit like we were seeing maybe a little bit of fatigue from him. His at-bats were not as quality yesterday as they had been earlier in the tournament. And that could just be that he got pitched better. I think that's obviously part of it, but I do think there was an element of the quality of the at-bat was just not quite as good. And so I think, he's going to have to be part of it, because when he swings the bat, he's the guy that makes the biggest difference in this Oklahoma lineup. And so many more guys are hitting for power for this Oklahoma lineup than were earlier in the season, but LaChance is the one guy that has real, like, major league level raw power right now, is the way he's been swinging the bat. So he's going to have to be part of it. And I think for the first time in this entire tournament, we saw yesterday that maybe it's starting to wear on him a little bit. It's a lot of innings he's catching behind the plate. We know he rolled his ankle earlier in the tournament. That might still be a little bit sore. I mean, sometimes those ankles, especially when you're up and down and in his crouch as much as he is and running the bases, very well could be that's still a little bit tender. So he's got a lot going on. And like I said, I think we, for the first time yesterday, saw maybe a little bit of that fatigue starting to set in for him.
Joe, do you think we got it right in terms of the best teams at the end of the season facing off here?
That's such a loaded question.
That's tough.
Yeah, because I in terms of playing the best, yes, because Carolina was so good, and now they lost a game to USC in the Super Regional, but I also think USC was a pretty good team,
and they were top 7-8 all year.
Right, exactly. They were in that mix to host for a lot of the season. They just fell off the host line late in the campaign. USC could have easily hosted a regional, and that would not have been too weird of a thing to have happen. So, the Carolina's just been so consistent in this postseason, and Oklahoma's obviously, we talked about it, has been so dominant in this postseason. I think we got it right from the standpoint of these are two teams that have played extremely good baseball at the right time of year. Now, ultimately, would I have liked to have seen UCLA and Georgia Tech be in this tournament here in Omaha and maybe see what those two teams could have done? Yes, but that's not how the format works. You got to win all these games before you get to Omaha, so we didn't get to see that. So I will say yes from the standpoint of these are two teams that have handled the postseason really, really well. I will say I'm not so sure from the standpoint of we had a couple of regular season teams that were historically good during the regular season in UCLA and Georgia Tech. And I'm still, if you play out the postseason 100 times, I think 95 of them, those two teams end up in Omaha. And it just so happened that this is one of the scenarios where they didn't end up there. And that was disappointing. So I'm not sure we landed on the two best teams from the big picture standpoint. But in terms of the way they played in the postseason, I don't think you can argue with the two teams we ended up with.
Joe, it's fascinating. I think the morning after Carolina got beat in the ACC championship, I told Ravi, I said, there's this part of me, and I'd like to think of myself as a pretty high-end competitor. I was just happy to see them. Remember, I said, hold Georgia Tech to 6 runs, right? I've always been talking about Carolina's staff and the back end, and they've got options. But that Georgia Tech team this year was unbelievable. I thought either them or Georgia may have been one of probably the most complete teams in the country, and they were in the same state. I had seen UCLA a ton, obviously, covering and following the Big Ten. It was a weird team because they never wowed me with how they played. They always played with their food. So yeah. I didn't get that from UCLA, but Georgia Tech they were way good to not even have the opportunity to get to a super.
Yeah, they were. Georgia Tech was the machine this year. Like UCLA was a little bit of, to your point, UCLA played with its food a lot. UCLA won a lot of games with walk-offs, won a lot of games by taking the lead in the 9th inning. They had a lot of escapes, did UCLA. Georgia Tech was just a machine, though, and they were the one that was more surprising because you're right. UCLA did mess around quite a bit, and ultimately they got in the postseason. They messed around, and they ended up losing. Georgia Tech, though, like that was a team, especially after the ACC tournament. Everybody I knew that went out to the ACC tournament that saw Georgia Tech came back from the ACC tournament saying that team looks unbeatable. I'm not sure who's going to take that team down. And it's not even 1 week after that they were eliminated, or about a week after that they were eliminated from the tournament altogether. It was just a stunning result when you consider how well that team had played all season long.
Joe, it's that time. Oklahoma, North Carolina. Who gets the edge in your mind tonight?
Yeah, I'm picking Oklahoma. I think that the way, like I said earlier in the show, I think the way they've played for the last 3 weeks is closer to the real Oklahoma team. I just think it took them a long time to get to that point. It's also a team that played better late in the regular season than I think they're given credit for. So I don't think it's just 3 weeks. I think this team started to show signs of this a little bit earlier, even if the results weren't necessarily there. So I'm going to bet on that form coming through tonight. I think they're going to be able to get to whoever Carolina starts, whether it's Jackson Rose, whether it's DeCaro as an opener. I think they're going to be able to get to him early and make North Carolina uncomfortable and make North Carolina have to face the decision of, do we have to get Caden Glauber into this game? Again, I think there's been some outings where he hasn't been quite as sharp. I think this could be an opportunity for Oklahoma to get to him today, given that he'll be on back-to-back outings. So I'm going Oklahoma. I'm betting on the form versus what we saw yesterday being something that, pierces the veil of invincibility. I think that Oklahoma will come through and win the game and win a national title tonight.
Joe, I'm kind of hanging my hat on pitching and defense, obviously, as a Carolina fan. Let me ask it to you this way. Yesterday got a little sloppy defensively for both teams, a little bit thrown behind runners, just crisp. It wasn't the most crisp of games played. What are the odds that tomorrow morning or late tonight after this one's done, we're talking about the team that played the best defense?
I think it's extremely likely when you consider that the way Oklahoma wants to play is fast. Like they want to get out and they want to make things happen defensively. So they're going to force the issue from Carolina defensively. So we'll see Carolina's defense be stress tested, I should say, because Oklahoma is going to push the issue. They're not going to play station to station baseball. That's never how they play. And then on the flip side, I think it's possible from the other standpoint because Oklahoma is a team defensively, they will throw the ball around. I don't mean that in a bad way, throw the ball around. I just mean like they are kind of aggressive defensively. Like Daniel Chance behind the plate will try to backpick. Like he's going to try to backpick runners. He's going to be aggressive trying to throw guys out on the bases. They're going to be aggressive on trying to throw guys out, at the plate, throw guys out at third base, try to get lead runners on bunt plays. Like that is also the way they like to play defense. They like to force the issue. And so I think there is a very real scenario. We're talking about defense as being the difference. And so often that's the case in these these clincher games is that teams get tight, you make a defensive mistake, and that's ultimately where the difference ends up being.
Let me last one for me, because I think it's interesting that the temperaments. Oklahoma, even the fan base, you can see the back and forth. She mentioned LaChance and kind of how he's given it to, neither team really loved what was going on from an umpiring standpoint yesterday. Where does Oklahoma's bravado, kind of the brashness, come from? Who's kind of the ringleader that sets the temperament for how confident that baseball team is?
I think it's a two-part answer. I mean, first it comes down from on top, and that's Skip Johnson. Like he's been a little bit of a star of the post-game press conferences because he's a little bit hard-nosed. He does some hunting metaphors. He'll give you a little bit of a short answer that comes off maybe as a little bit not rude necessarily, but just curt. Yeah, like he'll be very, very short with people in a way that can be kind of funny sometimes. So I think some of that comes from there, but I also think they've got a leadership group that's just really, really hard-nosed and really, really understands the game of baseball and what it takes. Jackson Willits is probably chief among those guys. Trey Gamble is another guy that's a leader there. And they do have this quiet swagger about them. They're not like the old Tennessee teams of past. They're not even like the Georgia teams we've seen of recent, where there's a very outward swagger. It's a very like controlled, self-assured, self-confident swagger with this Oklahoma team. I think it starts at the top, but I think it filters down to the players as well and to their leadership group.
That is Joe Healy from D1 Baseball. Joe, appreciate the time as always. Great stuff, and enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks, fellas. You as well.
Thanks, Joe.
That is Joe Healy from D1 Baseball. We had a little bit of breaking news during that interview. Nebraska's got – you good?
Yeah.
All right. Nebraska's got a commit from in-state offensive lineman Barrett Kitrell, and that's one I think people have been waiting on for a minute here.
Yeah, behind the scenes, man. It was a lot of it was going to be one of the K's.
Yeah,
and it's filling up in a hurry. And I think good call and congratulations to Kitrell, because I think for him, it was just weird seeing all the RPMs for Kuhn to go to Missouri, and just from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, that was a pick, and it was just like, maybe,
yeah.
But Nebraska is in a position like, hey, let's strike while the iron's hot, right?
Yeah.
And that might not have fit everybody's timeline. Might not fit everybody's timeline. And he's a good athlete. So, you know how good it makes me feel?
Mm-hmm.
Just that's the guy we went to go watch in Lincoln.
Yeah,
play basketball.
Yeah. And
Coach Rhule was like, hey, it's a high school game. I want to go watch this guy up close. I want to see how he moves. And his partner in crime fell in love with Tonjes as an athlete. And I was like, that's their quarterback.
There's a lot you can learn about football players playing basketball.
Yeah. I just like
especially linemen.
And they look at you a long time. Like if you're not putting out those eye-popping numbers, like they do their due diligence.
Yeah.
Which they like you in all. They like to watch you in all facets.
So that's a good pickup for Nebraska. I know that's one that people are going to be happy about. Winning a head-to-head battle with the likes of Iowa for an offensive lineman always feels good.
Yeah.
That's one I think we like getting. I think we
he was there when we were down. Just coincided.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of like getting the flip on an edge recruiter from Mo from Minnesota. I feel like that makes people feel good. Like when you get guys that are interested in certain other schools, I think
what a BK. And you know what's funny? Nebraska kind of had that family had its own feelings on how they were recruited by the university over the course of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Because there's been some good ones.
Sure. Yeah.
There's been some good ones in that building. So that was just good old fashioned recruiting.
Well, and that's
Kobe and Alex joking. Alex because he's the ringleader in our Discord. What if BK told him he committed because of the uniforms?
As soon as I saw those new unis, I'm in.
Break the internet.
I'm in, baby.
You'd be surprised, KB Teasley.
They're both pretty good at this.
Sensational.
Jeep and Lonnie both are
Teasley's got Zoe wanting to meet his daughter. They were shooting hoops in the waiting area.
Yeah.
Teasley's a stud.
Speaking of hoops, you see Coach Rhule give Trae a little bucket?
Yeah. So I asked him, I said, are you left-handed?
That was kind of a nice little fadeaway.
I said, are you left-handed? And he's like, nah, I just had to get my body in the way because he's long. And I was like, most guys don't go left. And then he wrong foot him.
He did. I don't think he saw it. I sent him a DM on Instagram. I go, hit him with that Dirk fade, coach.
No, he hit him with the Jalen Brunson. That's what he said in the video.
So they love that little. It's always about the tricks.
That's what he said. Listen to the video.
Like
Matt Rhule said hit him with that Jalen Brunson.
Get out of here.
I was hoping that I would see Rhule at the Battle of Boneyard, see my hat. We'd start talking about the Knicks.
So he was hiding late until the unveiling.
He came down
Yeah.
because he was talking to Trae and them.
Yeah. And them and them and them and them. And
So
them and them.
I got a text.
Hey, Rico and these goddamn Knicks, man. Would you stop it?
Look, if I get to talking to Rhule, we're gonna be best friends. We're gonna bond over the Knicks.
Hey, listen. So we just that's what we're talking about, Rock. Literally. Just we're talking about Kitrell. AJ.
Yes, Queen.
Jesus. Do you like that side of the street? I mean, not the hooker in you.
What do you mean by that? what?
I meant like that side of the computer.
Like being on that side of the room.
God, no. I have 4 computers I'm trying to do 4 different tasks on. It's crazy.
It's the word because
I feel like I'm breaking into like a high-end security system or something.
Really? You could miss me with that Yes Queen stuff. I'm just saying.
I think it's funny.
It's gonna be his bit.
I think it's funny.
And you laugh like
it is already a bit.
A jackal.
I think it's funny every time.
You know what else is cool about BK saying yes?
What's that?
Like Jeep hadn't been here that long.
Oh, yeah, at that point.
When he locked in on Ashland-Greenwood.
Because that was like January, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was one of the first dudes that Jeep went after right away.
He locked down in on him early, and they stayed with it. And I asked him a couple months, or it was not a couple months ago. It's a couple weeks ago when I asked him at the camp if he was worried that Iowa got first dibs.
Yeah.
And he said, whatever's supposed to happen will happen. We'll get him back next week. He's just very, very comfortable with how they recruited him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I told you, watching him hoop, it was miserable that night too. It ended up snowing. It was like 12
Yeah,
degrees.
I remember that. It was not a good night.
No, Barrett was getting buckets. But I'm glad Nebraska got one of them. That's a talented family.
Yeah. I like watching offensive linemen and defensive linemen play basketball. I feel like you learn
that
a lot.
wrestling, right?
Wrestling is big.
The funny thing about watching him hoop, I was like, he's smaller than I thought. But then seeing him this weekend,
he's pretty big.
He's huge.
He's pretty big.
So I'm like, he must have one of those things like where when he's hooping, he can like lean it out.
Yeah,
because he looked like a biggin.
I'm not for a kid who plays C1. He has excellent movement and very, very good hand placement.
Yeah,
from guys that I've talked to.
You watch him hoop, right?
Yeah, I just want to see guys move, right? Like that's the big thing. And especially apparently we talked to Jeep. That's what he wants. Like he wants guys that can move.
You know his best attribute other than his athleticism?
His personality.
I don't know him like that. I just know I know the family. I know the better. He has some heavy ass hands.
So that's part of the reason
he's got really good natural knockback.
So that's part of the reason I like wrestling. I feel like you learn some leverage and heavy hands in wrestling. And then the other thing that I like is he doesn't happen to be like a shot put thrower, does he?
I don't think so.
A lot of times.
I don't know.
A lot of times
he throws disc and shot.
So a lot of times those throwers get
I should know.
Really good short area explosiveness with their arms and legs. And I feel like that's where you get a lot of the knockback is kind of learning how to produce a lot of force.
I tell you the other cool thing about watching him.
Yeah.
Not the nicest either.
Well,
I like that.
Yeah, that's why I like his personality.
That's
because,
why I assumed you that when you said personality.
When he gets done with the game, he is like just this happy-go-lucky kid, smiles on his face all the time. Ashland-Greenwood wins a lot too, so that helps.
That does help.
But
the W's help.
But when he's in game, you would assume that is his personality 100% of the time.
Yeah, just watch him. He finishes. It'd be interesting. I'm going to figure out where they want to play him.
Yeah, his shot and disc leading up to this year has gotten better every single every meet that he went to leading into his junior year. He improved. Yeah, I like that because that means that you're improving your technique.
I should have known that too.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't need him to win state or anything, but like I enjoy when linemen, especially. I think it's the big thing.
Verzal would be pumped because he loved him.
Keona Davis was a thrower.
Yeah.
Like that was one.
You talk about a good athlete.
So that was one of the things I really liked
He could hoop too.
About Keona is like when you get that short area explosiveness, it learns you how to it teaches kids how to channel power really quickly in a short burst. And I think that's what we're talking about with knockback and stuff.
How did I miss him throwing this year though?
I think he might have missed a few. I'm speculating, but I'm guessing because he did more visits this spring, he might have missed a few.
I follow him pretty close.
Somebody said he had a broken hand this year. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
who said it?
Rock Median. So it's hit and miss with that one.
No, I'm gonna ride with him because when somebody says, "Why aren't you talking about a guy?" I'm guessing they know.
Okay,
I absolutely believe what he just said. That's a guy that knows him personally.
So if there was an injury, that would make sense why you maybe missed some of the throwing.
But I told you even after the basketball game that Monday, because we went on a Friday night.
Yeah.
That's like he was kind of a rim runner.
Sure.
He could shoot it. Yeah. I was like, what is going on?
You expect him to be like a banger?
He hoops different than he plays football.
Yeah, bro. He yucks up a couple of threes. You're like, oh,
right.
Because like they have like 8 guys on that team that can shoot threes, and you're like, oh, Barrett.
Yeah.
Listen, you gotta keep the big dogs happy every once in a while. Let them have a couple.
And I told you how the staff they like Tom. They liked his athleticism. We were watching him warm up. I mean, they were looking at everything.
Yeah.
He's quick off the floor and this, that, and the other. I was like, we're not here to watch him.
You're here to watch whoever's there, man.
But then I did tell him we were walking out. I didn't say anything. I go, hey, that's their quarterback in football too, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's why he's a good athlete. But yeah, BK, that's good. I was a little worried.
Sure.
It's a little worried because you never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Iowa's got a good track record.
And they're good at what they do.
Yeah.
I like that he took his time.
Yeah.
I like that he made a real evaluation of it.
Huh. Finally got one on the family down there I can cheer for. Let's go.
Real quick before we go here, I'm not gonna reveal the name because I don't have permission, but this text is from December 24th that I sent to a friend of ours who is at one point was very familiar with the Michigan program, athletic department in general.
Okay.
And this was during the whole Sharon Moore thing and everything. And I go, Ward seems like wildly incompetent, LOL. And he just quote tweeted that and sent me a tweet of Ward Manuel now 0 for 2 in retaining national championship coaches.
Not bad.
He went back and
Rock. He said he saw that in an interview.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
All right, Rock. You're going to be my new information highway, man. I need you logged in for most shows that you have time.
I text with that person a decent amount, so they went back and got that one all the way back in December.
The more you guys have intimate inside knowledge, you keep pumping it out. We like to be accurate.
All right, that is the that's
I do. I don't know about you.
Well,
AJ, he just is here for the jokes, according to.
I like to be inflammatory. Accuracy is a
climber.
Listen, people call me Zesty in the chat. First and foremost, I've been doing this joke since January.
I say this is not new. This is not new.
And you're anything but Zesty. You're like the other hound.
I don't know. We had a bunch of Zestos this week.
Wait a second.
I'm half Zesto currently.
You're just
If there's any zest in me,
it's from
the ice
Zesto's.
cream.
Hey, so my guy did a.
I'm almost thinking of volunteering myself to go down and get the team send off so I can get it one last time.
He said,
You know they're open more than just the 1 week a year, right?
So he
No,
went down.
I did not. Is
he
that
didn't
real?
know that they had a big menu, like a full menu.
Yeah, they've got food.
And so he went down there and he had the fish sandwich.
And he said it was tilapia. So he wasn't like
I mean, full disclosure, I've never eaten real food there.
tickled, but
I
he
knew they
was-
had it. But
And he didn't want to say like fishy and whatever. He was like, it's definitely aquatic. So if you like your
definitely
sandwiches aquatic,
Dude, I was in tears. I was in tears.
it's definitely aquatic.
yeah.
That's funny.
He's like, so if you like that fishy smell and taste, I was like, who? Who? But it was 2 big fillets though.
Yeah. No, I knew they had food.
I don't like tilapia though, so I already know I'm out.
I've never eaten actual food there. I'm just there for the ice cream.
I heard they had good burgers.
I've heard that. I've heard they have good burgers. I just there for the ice cream.
It would be very hard for me to go out, and
I would have to know that burger is top shelf.
Oh, sure. That's a trip. Regardless
there's
of location.
there's a chicken place downtown that has an outstanding burger.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, silly.
I haven't had it, but I've heard very good things.
Me and Zoe yesterday after church, we do the Father Died thing.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a restaurant off of Center.
Yeah.
And the smaller numbers, like around 40th.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a to-go sandwich for Breeze. Unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Oh,
local place or chain?
Extremely local.
She's had another deal, and then she moved, and she's in the old building of another restaurant there. And it is, dude,
pretty good.
Yes.
DJ,
their breakfast sausage, because I got a patty added.
Yeah.
It's misshapen and oblong, and that joker's
that's handmade.
Yeah.
I mean, never frozen.
I probably would get less jalapeno cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little much. The egg was perfect.
Yeah.
I'm talking perfect.
Yeah.
No brown, they nailed it.
DJ wanted to know who won the golf draft. So that would be old DB. Sam Burns.
It was close.
So Burns getting into second.
Yeah,
was big for
because
you.
of the gap
between third.
Because
and
I
second
thought when he
money-wise.
was to start the day, I needed Fleetwood to finish above Shoffley.
Yeah, but no,
And I
Burns finishing second. There's a big money gap there. Shane got second. So DB was at 3.3 million. Shane was at 1.6. I was at 1.5.
Yeah.
Burns getting up there in second.
I like when I made my pick on Friday with Burns. You're like, okay, DB, okay.
All right,
I didn't know.
What did you see Rory shoot a 39?
Yeah, I was thrilled. I was like, that's my number 1 draft pick. Thanks, guys.
He got it going. Nobody picked DeChambeau, but he's just funny early on when they was on the course. My man gives 0 cares what he says to anybody out there. Are you guys cool with the gallery cheering against a golfer?
Like with Wyndham?
Yeah. That was wild.
So
I get it. He had the meltdown.
Yeah,
but that was a couple years. He just hasn't been able to shake it.
Well, so there was a big one last year too. He's had a couple of them, right? And I had to Google to make sure I didn't miss something. Like the way they were acting, I was like, did he call somebody a slur? And I don't know, like what happened?
Yeah, why is it so bad?
Yeah, I was like,
it's.
And listen, I get golf fans are very like, this is the way we do things, or whatever. But it's like, it's not your locker room. What do you care?
Kobe said Shane would have been the show already, and you'd have been so mad. He'd have started playing music, and you'd have been pissed.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go as long as we want. Shane ain't here. We can do what we want.
We have a meeting in 20 minutes.
Yeah, so we got 20 minutes. It's cool. Don't worry about
that. That was like, and I get it. And I thought
Rico's face.
I thought Scheffler was fantastic because they asked him about the gallery because they clearly were pro Scheffler.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, man, like it's tough. I played a couple of doors down from where McElroy was born.
Yeah.
That was a miserable experience.
Yeah.
But I mean, New York is different.
It is.
They were. How about on 4 when they're like, hit it in the bunker? I was like,
some kid got kicked out because he's like, choke.
Two.
like
back to back. They got him off on 6.
I mean, we've had some.
And the broadcast team was like, yeah, we've had to have a couple of people exit the venue.
I'm just saying, we've had some people do some questionable things. It's like, okay, he tore up our locker room a little bit. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, you could tell he revs hot.
Yeah, and like, listen, that's not my type of guy, but like the reaction.
You cheer for Rom, who, by the way, nice pick.
Boy,
did he fool me after day 1.
Yeah. So
I was like, ooh, it's early. Go, JR. And then it was like,
I only cheer for Rom when I pick him. I don't care about John Rom.
I was like, oh, El Nino. Second melted down.
I wish we had talked to John Rathouse before I made my picks, because maybe I would have taken Wyndham Clark, but because he called it out.
Hey, Kobe is exactly what you always get mad about. He ain't doing no extra, is he? We're not going to blaspheme him when he's not here.
Hot danger. It's not my job. That's the difference.
Wait a minute.
Shane can't do my job either.
Well, we simply just don't know.
I think we know.
No, there's simply no way to know.
We tried to see if he was like, hey, could you and I ask Brunson a question? No, we're cool.
Oh, last week?
Yeah.
How was I need to admit, you guys probably bullied him mercilessly.
No, we were okay.
Were they, AJ, were they cool to him?
Who?
Shane, because I always have to protect
What do you mean
him.
they? He's part of they. He was here.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what we call Shane now? They?
That wasn't even that funny. What a dill rod. Like,
Rico got on that one.
He's still laughing. Okay, Rico, whatever.
That's my favorite when you like hear him laughing on somebody else's mic. Ha!
Usually it's numbnuts back there and he clicks it off in time.
Well, no, it's because mine's back there.
I would say you hear him
through.
like through the wall laughing on Rico's mic, which is funny.
Kobe.
Just stop. I didn't say anything. I'm just saying. You doing okay?
Yes. I don't know why I let him do that to me.
I think it might be a good time to end the show.
We haven't heard any music.
That's our Sports Live for the day.
Doesn't have the outro.
That's the show for today. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Wow.
We'll be back tomorrow.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.
Just want to get to our guest here, Gary Java.
Sure.